Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Why is my camera so far to the side? It feels like I am not centered. There we go. That's a little bit more centered. My couch is looking disheveled. Go. Thank you for the raid. Very kind to you. Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone has been good. 1 second. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, my it's just out of frame. You can't see it, but my couch is a mess right now because I was unboxing my Switch 2 and getting all that stuff ready. It's so funny how, like, the game that made me want to open my Switch 2, which I've had for, like, almost 2 weeks now, is Soul Calibur 2. None of the plethora of good Switch 2 games that have come out. We're just excited for Soul Calibur 2 to be able to play with friends. How's everyone been doing? I know, a long time no see. It's been almost 24 hours since last time you guys saw me. Never been first on a live? Well, you're here now. Welcome. GSP fan? Damn. Hell yeah. GSP fan 2112 is such a, like, there's nothing wrong with the name. I'm not making fun of you. It's just, it's a very specific, like, cross-section of references. Welcome. Yeah, so we're chilling. We are raising some monsters for the Deluxe Cup. I think I figured out what I want to raise. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the More Monsters mod and all that fun stuff. And then we're going to get into it. So, first things first. Let me get rid of the guy I have, and then I'll show you what's up. Raise an arrowhead. I'm going to do two monsters. One is going to be a fun one, and one is going to be less fun and more tried. It's funny you get that it's two completely unrelated references, except they're both Canadian. Tell me about it. Praying for no cosmic rays. We're going to get some bits flipped today. We're flipping some bits. You see the pool? They flipped the bits. All right, let's get into it. I don't even know if you guys get that reference, but that's fine. I'm sure some of you do. You're of age. Cute nighttime plush? Thank you. This is my boy Pirito. Let's get a little smile on him. Yes, this one of the most expensive things in this room, including my computer. But yeah, let's I'll show you what's up. So I have the More Monsters mod on right now. I finally put it in. I finally pause. I finally got the mod loaded. It took like 2 seconds. It was super easy. It's really funny how so many people had problems with it. And I don't say that in like, oh, they're stupid, they couldn't get it to work type of way. Because I understand mods just like, sometimes they don't work on certain machines. They're obviously not tested as thoroughly as the games themselves are because, you know, they necessarily cannot be. But for me, it was just like plug and play, super easy. Everything went go on first try, so super nice. Watched a bunch of 2000s YouTube poofs. Of course, I know Clone High. All right, that's fair. How's it going? Hey, Project LG, how are you doing? Worked flawlessly through Proton on a Steam Deck and all that jank entails standard Windows build. Death. Yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea what's going on a random machine. But yeah, so with the More Monsters mod loaded up, you just go to the shrine and then you type in More Monsters. It's as simple as that. I gotta look at my keyboard because I never learned how to type properly. And then I want to raise a gel. I have an idea for maybe the world's worst gel build. So I am going to raise the gel that I made. I am going to raise Gel Durahan. A monster that, as far as I know, no one has ever raised before in the history of the game. Because I haven't been recording any of this. So I'm just going to I'm going to sit back a second. So we are playing on the More Monsters mod right now. The More Monsters mod is a mod for Monster Rancher 2. for DX. And basically, once you've loaded the mod in, all you got to do, I'll have a description in the video of how to do this and all that, whatever. But this is the second take. Don't worry about it. Like it's all disheveled and jumbled up. Don't worry about it. But you come here, you type in more monsters, and then the monster you want. We're gonna do gel. And so I want my Chili Willy. I want my boy Gladiator. Nobody's raised this guy. They weren't allowed to. It's mine. He's my boy. I am the one who spent like 20 hours making this stupid texture. Do I want to take the monster to the ranch? I do. Gotta give it a name. I haven't even thought this far. What are we naming him? I'm gonna name him... I don't know what to name him. I haven't put any effort into it. So are the monsters randomly generated, or is it combining down with the clear formula? Only play for PS1. This seems more robust. Okay. So, Jellan... The way that the More Monsters mod works is that community members came together and made textures for monsters that already existed. And then they were fed into the mod made by Archbishop Dave. And then the monsters, through combination, so like Gel and Durahan, were programmed to have the stats that you would expect Gel and Durahan to have if they were combined. The way the game does this is it uses a 60-40 split. So for like stat gains and stuff like that, it takes 60% of the gains from the main breed and 40% of the sub-breed and then smooshes them together. Same thing for like guts regeneration rate. So if you take something like a Metal Ner that has like a 6 guts regen rate and like say you wanted to make Metal Ner Dragon, which doesn't exist. So you make the texture for Metal Ner Dragon, it gets fed into the mod. Metal Ner has extremely fast guts regeneration rate. Dragon has extremely slow guts regeneration rate. It would combine them and land somewhere in the middle. Dragon, for example, has really high power and intelligence. Metal Ner famously has the lowest possible intelligence gain possible, so it would combine those. You'd get a Metal Ner with kind of a middling intelligence gain. Pretty cool. I have such fond memories of raising this same guy as a child. Hard to believe it's already 2 years since then. Thanks for the nostalgia. You raised this guy? So, just so everybody is aware, Gel Durahan did not exist in the base game. This is a texture I made, and it got added into the More Monsters mod. So we are raising a monster that has never been raised before. Lots of new Metal Ner subs. That's crazy. How could it happen? Yeah, I know, right? It's insane. All right, I need a name. I can always change it later, but the names are good. People are coming up with good names. I need to tell you the strategy for this build first. It is not a regular-ass Jill build. So, for the Deluxe Cup, I'm just going to call him A for now, so we have something more interesting to look at. Because I can just use Advanced Fair to change his name. Let me turn fast forward off, so it's not as jarring to look at. It's not as gelling to look at. The way the Deluxe Cup works this year, normally it's a heavyweight tournament, which is 3,500 total stat cap. This one, a little bit different. Dislikes tablets, it doesn't matter, we're fine. This year around, we're doing a stat block tournament, which means you're given 6 stats, and you have to allocate those to each of your monster's attributes. So in this year, you are given the stats 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800. And you can choose to allocate those stats to whichever parameters you want. So say I want 800 life, 700 power, 600 intelligence, yada, yada, yada. You have between 800 and 300 to play with. Only stipulation is that you can't get 800 speed, because 800 speed, every monster would run 800 Excuse me. Every monster would run 800 speed if they could. Most monsters are running 700 speed because it's the highest. Speed is just a very strong stat, and you get more bang for your buck with speed than most other stats because there is a 25% bonus if your monster is extremely skinny. So 800 speed is akin to 999 speed, maximum speed. And when you could only build the next high stat is 700 skill, all of a sudden everybody at best has like 30% chance to hit. Does MMM apply HAD to monsters like these? I don't know how it works. I don't know how HAD is handled in the game data. Got a wall mimic. I'm tempted to make it an int build in my Nuzlocke because I want to feel my own balls suplex into my ass. The intelligence model is interesting. It's not too bad. It's just, it's inconsistent because he's always going to be swinging the power text. The good thing about the Nuzlocke, though, is that you can go mixed attacker and it's okay. But yeah. So, with this guy, we're doing 2 builds for this tournament. We're doing a fun build and we're doing a try-hard build. And this is not the try-hard build. We are going to max out this monster's defense. He is going to be the most gel you've ever seen in your life. We are going 800 defense. Maybe 700 defense. Maybe we go 800 skill. I haven't decided. But the reason for that is that we are not interested in doing a lot of damage. We are interested in using Pyramid, which is one of the worst moves in the game. But, I almost knocked over my coffee. But, it's special in the sense that it is one of the only techniques in the game that does not give a shit about the value of your offensive stats. Pyramid is just as strong with like no intelligence as it is with a lot of intelligence. So, we are going to go low life, high defense, tank stuff all day and night. And if we heal, we only need to heal up to 300, which with 300 intelligence will be more than enough. Is having a bad plan better than having no plan? Yeah, because if it works, you're hyped, and if it doesn't, you're like, well, the excuses are pre-baked. Having no plan is like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then you don't get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, really. But yeah, I'll show off this guy a little bit. I'm really happy with how he turned out. It's just red on the bottom. Gel is like really obnoxious to work with because like if you take a look at his arms here, like I really wanted him to have like gauntlets, like not really gauntlets. I didn't want to cover the hands. I specifically wanted the hands to be open, but like wrist guards, and I wanted them to be like on an angle. Like I didn't want them to be flat. You can see how pixelated there are because this entire forearm section of gel is like maybe 20 pixels. So it's just like this little section here is like tiny. It's just a tiny little sliver, and it just gets blown up very big. Gel seems like a hard monster texture due to being transparent. It's not too bad. That's exactly what you'd want a Durhan gel to look like. Thank you. Yeah, I think it looks pretty sick. And then it's got the orange core, which is literally just the texture. I just took a eyedropper from Durhan's eye. So it's the exact same color. Wonder what Pyramid looks like in action. I'm excited for it too. I haven't seen it either. But yeah, we're going to go 800 defense or 700 defense. We'll decide. Intelligence is going to be the lowest because it literally doesn't matter. Basically, the way that Pyramid works is it's a healing tech. And it heals a base amount. And then it heals extra based on how much intelligence you have. But the difference between like 1 intelligence and 999 intelligence is I think like 300 points or something. Like it's pretty minimal. So if I have 400 life, if I go down to 1 life and I get a Pyramid, I'm probably going back to full health. It's just, you know, it is what it is. We still need some power. We still need to do damage. Ideally, we're still going to get some KOs. And especially because we're running a tank, we need the ability to do damage. Because the problem lies in that if you don't do damage, and they can do damage to you, you will not win. I'm gonna rely on my basics. Otherwise, no. We need to. We're probably gonna get Gel Cube and 3 cubes. At least Gel Cube. And then we don't need to do like 1,000 damage. We don't need to do tons. We just need to outdamage the opponent. And as a lot of people have seen, running a tank without your own nuke is like a great way to lose. Does combining work? Yeah, it does. So if I go to the lab, I think I gotta delete somebody here. I'm sure I have some of these on other files, but we can get rid of Juan Carlito, which is not a real monster. And I combine Coyote Ugly. So, not only do you get access to Gladiator, you also get access to Gaunt, which is the Zoom Durahan that was added in the mod as well. So, combination works perfectly. This is for an upcoming tournament? Yeah, this is for the Deluxe Cup. 30 minutes? 30 minutes is pretty good. But I get it. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't... We have time to come up with something. But yeah, it works. It works exactly how you'd expect it to. Okay, so... He's on the ranch. There's also a size modifier. Like, there's a random chance for the monster to be, like, bigger or smaller, and then it's weighed based on the breed combination. So, like, Zilla Pixie has a higher chance to be, like, born tinier. In the mod, you can control how big or how small you want the maximum thresholds to be. I just left mine at the base, which is like 65 to like 160 or something like that, or 180. Giza. Okay, so 300 intelligence for sure. And then I think we do 800 skill, 700 defense, 600 power, 500 speed, 400 life, 300 intelligence. I think that's it. This guy looks pretty regular size. He does look pretty regular size. He's the size of a regular human mother. Like regular human gel. So skill's really the only thing we got to work on. Should I show the advanced viewer? I think I have a window for it. Hold on. I think I have it on this one if I were to turn this off. You can still donate to the MS thing, but like we got what we wanted out of it. Everything's all over the place on this one. I don't really like that. Let's AV. Okay, so that is advanced viewer. Okay, it's different. Oh, that's right. This is the other version. All right, so the boxes don't line up anymore. That's fine, but then I have to change this. That's not anything. What's the... What the fuck? How do I... That was alt. Okay, it is alt.
Gazpacho soup is here.
We're looking for this. Did I miss a notification or did I not get it? Probably both. Okay. I don't know what this is. What would I be missing? What else could be added to this? What am I looking for? I have fame, I have stress, fatigue, stage. I gotta make all these into like a folder. And then they're a little bit easier to adjust. Then I know what's going on here. I need... What else do I need? Those are the main ones, I think. Oh, lifespan. I think lifespan's really all I need. So, you know, it's a little haggard looking, but... And then my YouTube chat box will throw here. Is the Lux Cup still 2.997? No, it's stat blocks, yeah. Yep, so you're given 6 stats. You're given the stats 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800, and you have to allocate one of those stats to each of the monsters' parameters here. $370 is a lot. Durian has 400 weeks of lifespan, and Gel has 350, yeah. Eye seems healed up. It's getting better. I am a little bit worried that I may have lasting damage on it. So I'm going to give it another week. And if I am not feeling 100%, I'm going to go to an ophthalmologist and get it all figured out. Because right now, the biggest issue is looking up and then looking to the side. The vertical like tracking of my 2 eyes, like the sync is off. So this eye, my good eye, can see up much higher. It has a much like wider range of motion than this one does. And so I'm like good, good, good. And then right here, I start seeing a little bit of double vision. And then this eye here can keep going up. And this one's like stuck like here. So I can see up with both eyes, but like not to the same range. If I want to look to the corner this way, it's fine. It's at 100%. But then here it's bad. And then here it's like... It's really bad looking this way. So I'm gonna give it another week because it's not like it's no pain and like, oh, if I have no pain, how come it's still fucked up? Like, no, there's still some pain when I look in like certain directions, especially if I'm looking up. I can feel like the muscle like being inflamed and like having a little bit of pressure on it. No headache or nausea? No. See my eye absolutely fighting to maintain that look? Yeah, and it's still not even going the whole way. But, I mean, it is what it is, right? And the problem is for boxing, most of it you're like looking up over your brow because you want to keep your chin tucked in. Like, this is extreme, but like this is like pretty normal, and it's pretty... Like, I can see this way, like, perfectly, and then the... further I get here, the worse it gets, and then it's just like looking like hard to the periphery on that side is like a little bit painful still. So the fact there's pain gives me hope that it's still healing and it will get better. What happened? No, it's I got punched in the head in sparring. The guess like the assumption is it's like a very, very small like microfracture, like right on the sinus wall. This is now feeling a lot better, but it was like it hurt for a while, and then the actual globe of my eyeball was bruised. So a lot of pain, and like everything that was hurting is like not visible. It's like all nerves and muscles that are like inflamed underneath the skull, so you don't see like any bulging or anything like that. Can't wait to see my big blue get demolished by all the new Metalner subs. Yeah, you have to worry about the lobsters. It's so funny because like I told Japan about it, and all the Japanese players are like entering Metalners because they think it's funny that they can enter Metalner, and it's like, that's cool, man. You know, you're allowed, but I think you have to be okay with people booing you a little bit. Never do combat sports for that reason. Too much of a baby when it comes to being hit in the face. The thing is, that was maybe like the third or fourth hardest time I got hit in the head that day. Like I got hit in the nose a couple of times, and I was just like, like, fuck that guy. Even though, like, in sparring, we don't do hard sparring, and the goal is not to hurt each other, so nobody's throwing 100%. But sometimes people get a little bit excited, and they go a little bit overboard, and they catch you off guard, and it's like, okay, well, that was too hard. But that happened, like, 2 or 3 times that day, and then I got cracked in the head, and I was just like, and even when I got hit, my first thought was like, that wasn't even that hard, what the fuck? Like, why did it hurt so much? Critical hit in real life, literally. Yeah. It's so embarrassing, but that's like the first thing I thought of. I was like, weak ass attack with high crit ratio. I got smoked. That's I got hit by my coach. My coach is the one who did it. But that's kind of his like fight style. He's like very, very precise with his shots, but he's smaller than me and he doesn't have as much power as I do. But you don't need, like, power is not everything. Timing and speed and all that matters just as much, if not more, right? So we're practically guaranteed for an arrowhead to do well. I think it's literally like 30% of the monsters are arrowhead. Real lobster fest. But yeah, I'm gonna give it at least until next Monday, and then, you know, I'll schedule an appointment or something. My real issue, my real concern is that somebody says I need surgery, and then I don't get to do my fight. Right? That's my biggest concern right now. Okay. So, enough of that. Enough of the doom and gloom and the poor Nash. Here, 1 second. I had a friend commented on my Blue Sky post about going live saying, I love his skirt. And I was like, thank you. I made it myself. Okay, let's take a look real quick at Legend Cup. Because I gotta take a look at something. What are the requirements? Good nature. Power over 50? 500? What the fuck? Okay, so it doesn't match requirements with anything else. So this is actually a very easy learn. So the strat is going to be, I'm going to just boost power at the beginning, get to rank B as quickly as I can, which is great because, you know, I'm boosting power. And then we'll go get Pyramid, and then that'll be that. I won't worry about raising my intelligence. Skill and speed can stay at 0 for all I care. And then we're gonna get into it. For other attacks, what do we want? I thought about getting Blood Suction as well, I thought getting blood suction as well would be pretty interesting. The problem is that it's not a good attack, right? It's not a good attack. Yeah, I'm getting pyramid. I'm making a pyramid gel. 2 whips and suffocation. I think the goal... I think getting cube is kind of a good idea. Okay, here's... Do I go high power or do I go high skill? I think I need to go high skill regardless because pyramid has minus 20 hit, right? So I need this shit to go off. So it's not like I can go low skill and get spike top and like just force my way through with that. I think I need the super high skill to make pyramid as likely as possible, and I need the rest of my techs to be cheap. I'm thinking pierce, then maybe 2 whips and cube. $800 skill, 700 power. Oh, brother, you're way behind. If you're getting pyramid, you gotta go get press 2 so you can have 2 pyramids. Jell, why does your mom let you have 2 pyramids? Yeah, you got pyramid and you got upside down pyramid here. No, it doesn't do enough damage, unfortunately. I always thought 3 cubes was funny because it just looks like a face, right? Like he's just staring at you like on God. But no, I think we keep it cheap. We get 2 Fs, we get Pierce. I think we get Gel Cube. We get Pyramid. Can't go wrong with Swatter. I don't know about that. What is my guts rate, by the way? You guys can see all the things I have open. Let's go back to this. It's so nice that, like, I never have anything incriminating open. Not once have I ever, like, accidentally opened something fucked up on stream. I've never DSP'd myself either, which is nice. Okay, I have forgotten to turn off the stream before, but it's always just been, like, 5 minutes of raiding someone else. And then there was one day when I was, like, first getting this new stream setup set up, where I accidentally went live for, like, 40 minutes while nothing was happening. Yeah, 14 guts rate on this. So very slow guts rate for a tank, so we will have to put some of the points into speed for sure. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the goal. Okay, so 800 skill, 700 defense, 600 power, 500 speed, 400 life. Seems good to me. Seems okay. Alternatively, I do 800 defense, 700 skill. But I don't know. Freudian slip there? What'd I say? Can you do Gel Undine hybrid? Nobody's made it yet. Alright. So this guy, right now all we gotta do is raise power. And we can do that pretty easily here. Let me turn fast forward back on. I don't have any Paradoxin, but I don't really need it. We're gonna just use some Trorons. I have a Taurus Horn and Seaweed. Why was I even raising? Okay. Let's pull. Let's get some power. All right. We can't have fails with Troron. I'm not gonna worry too much. It's gonna be pretty easy to get my stats up. A cheat is fine. He gives us a chance to scold, which is good because I need good nature going into the first bit, and he starts off with pretty bad nature. Okay, I'm gonna need nuts oil mint leaf. I don't need that. That was a mistake. Why do I only have room for 3? Why do I got 12. Why do I have 12 Gemini pots? That's so unnecessary. What's my favorite Monster Rancher game? This. Monster Rancher 2. Hell yeah. Give me the +1. Yeah, our goal is to hit rank B as quickly as possible, and then we can go from there. I need 500 power at least, though. Before then. That's all we'll be raising. Okay. I'm actually going to let it rest this week. Or I can do this. This works too. We do Troron here, and then I just do light drills. And then that way I don't bleed any lifespan. Alright, we can't have the fail though. It's too big of a lifespan loss to give him Troron and then not get 4 weeks of successes out of it. Who's my favorite character in the anime? Blackworm. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible with the details.
It's such a good line reading, man. Or Pink Jam. There's no Pink Jam sound effect. Okay, and so yeah, we're back, and now I can do a heavy drill here. Yeah, it's all working out. I was working at my mom's, but had to open Twitch for Blackworm. Hell yeah. I knew someone was gonna do it. I couldn't bait like that and have someone not do it, you know? If you guys let me down, I would have done it myself.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible with the details.
Okay, we're child stage already, which is okay. Do I Troron here? I think I just advanced this month. I'm just gonna do 2 drills and then rest and then do the tournament. We'll just move up to, I'm pretty sure I can beat rank D. Well, let's try it. I think I can beat rank D with these stats. If I slow it down... What do I have for, nature? I have 18 loyalty. Alright. Not great, actually. I don't actually have a very good chance. But, I believe in me. I believe in the you that believes in me. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I made his little card, too. I gave him a sword. A sword and a shield. This is Durahan's shield, and this is just some clip art sword I found. God, I forgot how slow regular motion feels. 10 guts down? Come on. Alright, we're in there, though. No, I don't like that. Okay, not great. Wacha. Yeah, I made the card art. Alright. Not good for me. Only 20 seconds left. Give me power? Oh, I got angered? Okay, well, that's not great. Okay. I can't fucking do anything. Go. There you go. No! Alright. We're not gonna do this. Oh my god. What did I expect? What did I do to deserve? Whoa. What did I do to deserve? That I was a little overzealous with that. It's okay. I need a little bit more than 18 loyalty. That's Gel Durahan. It does not exist in the base game. Great album. I don't actually know a lot of Coheed. I know the singles. I remember that one because it sounds like Candyman from ABBA. That's what, Welcome Home. That and when I was in like 9th grade, everybody who like knew how to play guitar or bass was like just doing that on guitar every day. Da 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 da. There's a couple of riffs from that era that are not like great. This is like not about Coheed anymore. It's just about them tangentially. There's a couple of riffs from that era that are like stuck in my head as like, oh, like that's an all-timer, but it's not. Like the songs aren't very good. It's just, you know, it's riffs that when I was in grade 9, everyone was playing. Like 7 Years by Seozen is not like a song I like at all, but I've heard that song played on guitar like 400 billion times. It's weird how it like stuff gets stuck in your head, and you know, it like changes your perspective of how popular something is. Neely's 19. We'll go in with we got 24 loyalty now. Coheed is always like really strange to me because that dude's voice does not match his face at all. I've been accused of my voice not matching my face, and I think my voice matches my face like magnitudes more than his does. $71. Oops, I went over. We'll rest here. Oh yeah, also I can't stream super late tonight. We'll stream a regular amount. But I can't stream super late because the day after, I was talking yesterday about how all my shit got canceled, all my work, right? I immediately got a call to work like 7 a.m. to like 3 p.m. tomorrow. So, you know, I gave up 4 hours of work with my my shift getting canceled and picked up like 8 or 9. So, you know, it all worked out. It's just annoying to have a multi-day event cancel halfway through. And I'm gonna get paid for some of it anyway, so it's fine. Get that bread? Yeah. Just an early day, but it's gonna be super easy though, so I'm not too stressed about it. We're an adolescent already. Love that for me. I could always go get some peaches too. I don't even know if I'll need them, but I could go get them. I don't think I need another Troron, but I could do it. Yeah, I'm probably going to do one more just to... just to get it set up. And then I'll be okay after that. I'm definitely going to be able to beat rank D now. 32 loyalty, 400 power. We're going to be fine, I think. The problem I will have... What did I want? Power to be 600? Okay, so I got a little bit of a breadth to make it happen. A birth, rather. Breadth is not the right word there. I could have done the March tournament. But we can always just do the next one. Like how its eating animation jump scares you with all the red. It's a big puddle of blood. You guys see the... I loved it when Puddle of Blood covered Nirvana. Okay, this is not bad. This gives me an opportunity to scold. And yeah, the... what do you call it? The had blood is working. He's getting stress reduction from Nuts Oil because he is a Durahan sub. Which is pretty cool. Okay, I get to scold again. Love that. And no life loss either. It all worked out. Alright, so here's where we're at. I need power to be like 60 higher before I go on errantry, but also I need to be in rank B, so there's no rush. Enter the June tournament and then we'll be okay. I have to... Did I buy... I bought way too many. That's okay. Speed is going to be a problem to raise later. But all my other stats are pretty easy to raise. Make raising monsters look so easy. It is. Stuff that boy full of good boy jellies? Yeah, I could do that too. He's at -5 nature right now. So I will have to do some of that. It's been years and I still instinctively hit the triangle button to cancel the animations. That's a mod I didn't put on. So 500, what is the range? 100%. Oh, I have enough for it. Okay. So it's 500 for 100%. The training skip mod fucked up the textures of your game real bad? Damn. That sucks. Okay, he's in adolescence, so I don't want to lose too much what do you call it? I don't want to lose too many weeks to like bad items or whatever, or bad training. Swim's fine. Let's do some swims. He's gonna get a +1 for this as well. He's getting +1s everywhere. Hell yeah. What an easy monster to raise. Like, this would be such an easy monster for single player. You get bonuses on Domino and on Endure. Like, that's pretty good. Okay, like, let me... If I do a training check, I will gain more stats by doing swim. Primary stat 9 to 12, secondary stat 3 to 6. So 9 to 12, but then if I do endure, this is 8 to 11. So, you know, 9 to 12 and 8 to 11, pretty close. It's basically the same. It's cracked for a casual raise, yeah. This is like, you pull the shit from the shrine, you can beat the game with it. Like, probably pretty easily. I gotta feed it with that nuts oil. So I can probably do nuts oil and then fit a jelly in. If I do 3 light drills, because my defense gain is going to be so good from the endures. This is like the perfect time to do that, and without losing much in terms of actual stats, like per week. And then I can do nuts oil mint leaf. And then at the end of his life, I'm gonna make him fat, which making him fat will lower my speed. So it's kind of, I don't know. I think the extra points in defense are worth it though. Can you random the monsters from the mod? Yep. No, you can random them. So if you download the mod, you can just play casually, the same way you would normally. There's a random MM monster option that will generate a random new guy, yeah. We're a little too strict on it. Alright, let's do more nuts oil. I got too many nuts oils. Oh yeah, we're gonna go beat D rank. Okay, I get to scold him. He's at 9 nature. He's moving up. $15 now. So I need 35 more points in nature. So greats and cheats are still gonna be really good for me here. So if I get... My maximum roll here is a 12. Pretty okay, all things considered. Give him another nuts oil, and then we're good for the tournament. There's like no way for me to lose this. There is, but it requires a little bit of misplaying on my part. Been playing this since I was 17. You're in your 40s now? I started playing it when I was... Well, I would have been 9 when this game came out. Maybe... Well, I would have been 8 when it came out. I would have been 9 when I first played it. Remember skipping training and like 100 Pav's faces showing up on the screen? That's actually really sick. Alright, here we go. I'm bigger than you. Foolery again immediately? What the fuck are you doing, brother? Him missing is fine if I want 2 whips. If I need to use the move 30 times and we just got to use it 4, pretty good. Hey Dev, how are you? That's an awesome gel right there, thank you. Yeah, I think he turned out pretty good. Alright, Haramal gave up. Unfortunate, because I do need to get some uses, but also I'll just get them from rank C as well, so... It's okay if I'm missing. Alright, thank you for letting me hit. He let me hit because I'm a little goofy. Capel showed up naked to fight a guy in armor. He did have the aura, for sure. But, you know, low tier option. All things considered. Alright, that's his big move. I think we're gonna be okay. The the foolery is killing me, man. I got 60 fool... Bro, are you serious? I have 60 loyalty, so it's like maybe a 10% chance to do foolery. Holy Christ. Also, that's a lot of like 70% misses. Who's the dog? That's Baku. He's a big boy. No thoughts. Just charging. You should see him in competitive play. His best move is just like a big body. Like a big, like, from the top rope. And it does a shit ton of recoil damage. But it's just... The cost efficiency on it is so insane that it becomes his best move. Head empty, just dive? Yes, sir. Yeah, Fake Life, we were talking yesterday about the diving press emote, and we couldn't remember who it belonged to. Forgot it was yours. Looks like a Pikmin enemy? He does kind of look like Bulborb. He's got Bulborb vibes. Okay, so, obviously easy tournament. We don't need to do anything beyond rank C. So I think that's as far as we're going to go. We're just going to win the rank C official, and then we'll go get Pyramid. And then we'll do a little bit of testing with his stats to see what makes the most sense. You have a few emotes. Dude, that Cavro emote is sick. I might sub just to get the emotes. The Sus Suezo is pretty good too, from Scouting. That's good. Again, I'm not really sure if I want 700 or 800 defense, but we got time to figure it out. Give him a sour jelly. Okay, he's up to 20 nature. We need to hit 50. Damn, the minimum roll? What the hell? They hate me. What is this? Baku plant Bulborb mod when? I say there's someone who can make it happen. Yeah, exactly. You could do it. You just get rid of his eyelids. Actually, that would be a little bit difficult because, like, his eyes and then his eyelid is like a 3D model that, like, lifts up and down. So you would have to, like, draw the eyes onto the eyelid and then find a way so, like, when it, like, lifts, it doesn't, like, look peculiar? Another Nuzlocke? No, we're raising for a tournament today. Peculiar, even. I probably... 50 on my life index. I don't know if I actually need to feed it that mint leaf. Alright, he's adolescent 2 now. I think we are going to do another Nuzlocke with the more monsters mod monsters. And I think that'll be pretty fun. I also need to do a playthrough of the dynamic tournament mod, which I've never done. Now that I finally have mods on, I think that'll be a pretty easy thing to do. Lightweight? No, so this is a stat block tournament. So basically the way it works, this is for the Deluxe Cup that's coming up next... Is it next Monday? It's next Monday, the 30th. Wow. It's already been a year, eh? Basically, the way it works is you are given 6 numbers, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800. And you need to allocate each of those numbers to one of your stats. And it seems like, well, if everybody has the same numbers, then wouldn't all the builds be the same? And you'd actually be kind of surprised at how different they get. The most common build right now is 800 skill, 700 speed, 600 power, 500 life, or 800 power, 700 speed, 600 skill, 500 life. And then 400 defense, 300 intelligence. Those are like the 2 main ones. And even in there, you have big damage and low accuracy, and like smaller damage and high accuracy. And it's kind of like split both ways. Hey, Drew, how are you doing? And me, I'm doing some fucker shit. We're doing max defense, and we're going to give him a healing technique. So every time he gets hit, he has a chance to just heal back to full health whenever he wants. I don't think it's going to work because his guts rate is too slow to like really make use of tanking. But I think it'll be really funny, and that's worth more, IMO. Being a fan favorite's always better than like actually winning the thing. Okay, we got 69 loyalty. That's pretty nice. Let's get some more defense. September next month, we can do the Rank C tournament. There's no reason we can't clean house with what we got, even though, you know, we're understated for it. Use my superior human brain, and it should be enough. It's not to say we won't lose some of the matches. Like, Raw Geiger can still beat our ass. Warren Mo can still beat us, but it's, we're gonna get the best of most of the monsters, I think. Nobody's gonna remember Metal Nerd 12 over this guy? Exactly. Do you want a legacy, or do you want your 15 minutes, you know? Okay, so I need 40 more points in power. So I still do need to raise my power, and I need to raise my nature still more. How the mod monster stats work? Are they just mixed with both parents? Yeah, so combination works exactly the way you would expect, as the way it always has. And then the way that it works for a mixed breed that didn't currently exist in the base game is it uses the formula that the actual game uses. So there's nothing that's like... how do I describe it? The game, like the mod, is as faithful to the original developer intention as possible. And there's no like, I think this should be like this, so let's do it that way. Or like, I think it would be better if it worked this way as opposed to how it works in the base game. All of the modded monsters are like... Sorry, I don't know. I like choked a little bit when I was saying that. All the modded monsters are have a 60-40 split on their stat gains and their guts regeneration and all that, meaning that you take 60% of the main breed, 40% of the sub breed, smash it together, and then average it out. That's how it works in the regular game. So like a Golem Pixie has 50% of 60% of Golem's growths, 40% of Pixie's growths added together and then rounded. Same thing with you know, lifespan, guts regeneration rate, all that stuff. It's 60-40 is how the game does it for most of the part. The copter looks good. It does look pretty sick, yeah. Do you think you could beat your speedrun with any of the new monster combinations? So what would be the best possible combo for what we are looking for? I would need a Kato Pixie. Kato Pixie would be the best. Kato Melner, no, because Melner has absolutely dog shit stack intelligence gains. And the good stats. Yeah, the stats matter. There's a sick monster in the mod. It's Melner. Melner is still probably the best monster in the game. But with Melner Worm existing, there's going to be a couple of monsters that give it a run for its money. Melner, or Arrowhead Melner is going to be really good. Beaklon Melner. Beaklon Melner might be the try-hard one I make. Like, that shit is very interesting to me. I think we're going to see some Worm Metalners, because Worm Metalner allows you to run, like, an extremely minus skill build. And that's, like, really interesting to a lot of people, because they think, like, if I don't need to worry about hitting, I can invest in other stats much more heavily. And that's really, really attractive to a lot of people. And, like, Worm's whole thing is that, you know, it has a couple of attacks that do damage, but it has a lot of attacks that are, like, obscenely accurate. Like plus 20 hit, and because of that you can like invest less in your skill stat and still have, you know, a pretty good chance to hit. Oh, we got the glitch. So if you go to train while your gel is doing the slinky animation, if you get him when he's like at the top, the camera fucks up. Like, so if you go from this screen to this screen on the frame when the gel is standing like directly vertical, the camera gets all funky. Yeah. And you get to see like where the split in the skybox is. It doesn't show so much of the blue sky, but like when it's winter, you'll see like a big like chunk of like colored rectangle at the top. You can do it with other monsters that hop and fly around and stuff. Yeah, exactly. What about the mod monsters with question mark race? I think for the most part, they're just the main breed. Like, it just follows wherever the main breed is. Who made the card artwork for this mod? Basically, whoever made the texture is the person who made the card. So in this case, it was me. There's no actual cards. It's just portraits. Like when you enter the tournament. And the reason for that is this is like a completely different section in the game's memory, and it is not easy to actually add cards. It's not as simple as like, oh, the monster exists, so there's just a space for the card. Like, Dave has to go in and like completely redo all the architecture for it, so it's just not happening. Kato Pixie would also be precocious, but then you've got the problem no Twister Claw at spawn. No, for sure. But in the same way that Blue Kato is, like, theoretically the best, I think Kato Pixie would just, like, obviously be theoretically the best-er. Right? Like, it's just... It wouldn't be easy, it wouldn't be fun, but it is, like, probably better. It's better in, like, a task sense, where it's like, if everything goes right... it is the faster way to play the game. But, you know, you'd also have the Blue Kato issue of having, like, 100 life. Maybe, like, 90 life facing the Major 4, so every single hit would kill you. Kinda... It wouldn't be much better than the Blue Kato, but it would be marginally better. I think... Here, let me calculate real quick. Is Kato 17 guts rate or 18? It's 17, right? 10.2. Okay, so that's a 13 guts rate. And then Tiger is it 13? Let me check real quick. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, so it's a 13 guts rate versus a 14 guts rate. So it would be one better. It would be objectively better. And also the intelligence gain would be better. Well, intelligence gain I think would be the same. Skill gain would be a little bit worse. That doesn't matter too much. Speed gain would be the same. You're splitting hairs. But other than that, I don't think I can think of anything that would be better overall. The slower guts rate Kato's. Kato combined with anything else would need to start with Twister Claw to be better than Gordish if it had a slow guts rate. So Gordish would still probably beat it. Is there a slow guts rate monster with a high speed gain other than Kato? Brand new to the series and typically play on a phone emu. Are there any mods you can recommend? On phone emulator? Unfortunately not. I don't know any mods for emulator. Even when I was playing on emulator, we were playing pretty base, other than the hard mode mod. But the hard mode mod is a different actual like modded Q file, Q and bin file. So if you're looking for a more difficult version of the game, after you've played the game a little bit, you can download the hard mode mod for emulator, which will, you know, crank up the difficulty a lot and rebalances the game. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, but it's a different feeling for sure. All right, I forgot what I was doing. I fed it an item. We are gonna need some more power eventually, so we'll go into it. Enjoying the Nuzlocke so far, sick. I say one of the rare Mews has a special stat spread. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not really in the know, so I didn't want to say anything wrong. Has anyone done a boundary break on the Monster Hunter 2 ranch? No, I don't think so. Wasn't there some drama with that guy recently? Like, didn't he say something, like, really stupid? Wow, a YouTuber said something stupid? Crazy. Never happened before. The meme specials I was less precocious about, yeah. Or precious about. Dude, Monster Rancher brain, man. I'm seeing the wrong words. I'm seeing double here. 2 crusties. Dude, I saw this meme that was like, oh, it was Timothy Chalamet and the I'm seeing double here meme, but he was like, I'm seeing double here. And 0 Oscars. Poor Timmy, man. It's crazy how you got people pretending that they care about ballet for like the first time in their life. Like, how dare he say that about ballet and the opera? And what he said about ballet and the opera is that he wanted to be in art forms that were appreciated by the public. So it wasn't even like his personal opinions about opera and ballet, which are like, you know, obviously not popular art forms within the public gaze. And people are like, how dare he make fun of these other art forms? I'm glad he lost. He seems like a terrible person. And it's like, you're way too invested in a throwaway comment that like a 20-something made about art forms that are like objectively dying. When's the last time you went to the opera? Never? You've never been to the opera? People will say they went to plays and then pretend it's the opera. People will say they like Well, I saw Sweeney Todd when I was in 8th grade, and they made me go see it. It's got music. It's an opera. I saw Wicked. High speed gain, slowest guts rate monster's hair with 15. But that tanks int, yeah. Well, I mean, high speed gain, slow guts rate monster is Kato, but in terms of like trying to make Kato better. Hair at 15. Mew is what, 15 as well? That would also tank intelligence though, because Mew's got what, 2 power, 2 intelligence, right? But skill and speed are up there. Kato Mew? I don't think it would be better. It would have to start with Twister Claw, but it would be better than Gordish. Maybe? You'd get more incidental skill, but you'd have less intelligence overall. And you'd have better life gains. 422, 442, yeah. Mew's stat gains are so funny, man. Hi-yo. We got him. This is really good for my my gains. Still doing a ton of foolery, eh? 77 loyalty. CEBCA. That's not bad. You're trading a 4 in speed for a 4 in intelligence. And the goal is to get max speed as quickly as possible so you can focus on intelligence afterwards. That, you know what's really funny about that? That would change how you do things. You would, instead of raising your intelligence first, you would raise your speed first. Because you have a better gain in speed. And then you could ride that +1 you get on intelligence a little harder in the... on the meditate. That could be interesting. If it doesn't start with Twister Claw, it's worse, obviously, but... I also get Type 4 lifespan, yeah, exactly. Alright. Got him. Get him a little whippy whiff to the head. Yeah, Mew would be funny. My defense isn't very high. I have effective 294 defense. Oh, I'm missing the 90? That's where we're at? Excuse me. I hit the second one. That's fine. You want to be like that, Rock Geiger? I don't think so. Okay, so that's actually kind of good info. If I can do about 100 damage with my basics... That's with the Guts lead, though. Even like 65, that's like 20%. If I can do a little bit of damage and then back up in Pyramid, Obviously, it's wishful thinking because I don't know. I don't know if fuck. I don't know if the opponent is gonna let me do that. You know. Is the Kaiju Rancher more Monster Rancher 1 and 2 or later titles? It's more Monster Rancher 1 and 2. It plays like kind of what you would expect the next game after Monster Rancher 2 to play like. Like if Monster Rancher 2 was released in the 2020s. They hate me. We're building up some guys. We're chilling. Okay. Kind of obscene to be missing that much, but what are you gonna do? Okay, I've used that enough times. I gotta use stab 11 more times. I might have to fight Nicole again. That's fine. But we're just stabbing against Gunburn. Yeah, let's dodge the lick. Get in there. Stab him right in the eyeball. That's what happened to me. Okay, no Mew. Refight. We're fine. You did it, brother. Alright, so now we can go get Pyramid. I need to get my nature up first, and then we're good to go, basically. Hey, it's his birthday. Ah, we haven't come up with a name for him yet. He's now a year old. We still have no name. Column. I don't know, man. Abba? Imperator? None of these names are bad. I need something inspired though. This is how we work it out. We do the word association. We do ideas. We throw the ideas out there. I should probably do a little bit more power. Sausage? That's the word association. We're seeing how the sausage is made as we work through it. Gumbercules? That's pretty good. Thinking about chainmail? I'm thinking about those beans. We're not the same, brother. I hope if they ever make another Monster Rancher game, they adopt some of what the different locations in Monster Rancher 3 offered. Yeah, I think so too. I think Monster Rancher 3 did a lot of really cool things. It's really neat being able to go somewhere else, raise lower specific stats. Yeah. Even if you just stayed on the same ranch, you can customize your drills. Yeah, that's kind of what they did with 4, right? 4 had some cool ideas. And it's like I'm torn on the idea of having to wait for the guy to come through to like change your ranch around. Because if you get a cool new like unit, you don't get to place it right away. But also, if you could just like change around your ranch whenever you wanted, there's no you don't have to think too hard, right? Because you can just set up your ranch and then do drills 1 week and then get rid of everything and put in a whole new set of implements for the next week, and then you can do it again. So there's no real friction, and there's no like planning that needs to be done. So I don't know how you would fix that problem, but I do think it's kind of cool. An idea, like being able to customize the ranch, I think is a really cool idea. I don't think 4 implemented it super well, but I also don't think my problem with it is like being stuck with the ranch a certain way. I think that's okay. I think being locked into your decisions for a little bit is good game design most of the time. And being able to just pull the trigger, or like pull the ripcord rather, and like about face on all the decisions you just made whenever you want is like not a game design vibe I like very much. It's part of why I didn't like Diablo 3 that much. Because they went from like allocate your stat points carefully to do whatever the fuck you want, man. And some people prefer the latter. And I remember when it came out, there's so many think pieces about how like, oh, skill trees are antiquated design and you should be happy they're gone. And it's like, no, you personally don't like them, but like other people do. Like pretending it's like an objective thing that like not having to make decisions is good game design is like a stupid thing to try and champion. You not wanting to be locked into something, totally valid. That being objectively better than like having to make hard decisions. To say that's debatable is like being very generous. But like I said, I don't know how I'd fix the Monster Rancher 4 problems. Some of them are a little bit more obvious than others. Like the dungeon crawling is super annoying, and I don't know. A lot of the ideas it came up with are pretty good, just implemented badly. So it's just like taking the idea and tweaking it a little bit. Fuck, I don't know what to do. I think I'm just trying to get my nature up still, right? Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Did I not just buy? Did I hit no? Why did I buy so many? I only need one. I need one more. Whatever, we'll just sell them back. Hey, I know I just bought this candy, but will you please buy the candy back from me? Oh, I'm gonna need 2 more? Okay, so it's not quite that simple. It's not quite that simple, Nash. So what you're saying is all monsters should be variants of Garyu? Garyu? That's my favorite Tekken character. Alright, I'm gonna rest here. And then we'll go get Pyramid next week. If I want to get Blood Section, I have to tank his nature. I have to tank his nature anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm really torn on if I want Blood Suction or not, though. I think worst case scenario is he swings Blood Suction when he could swing Pyramid. But Blood Suction draining is pretty good. The problem is that drain techs tend to be worse in general. Because they're more expensive than recovery techs, because, as you can imagine, doing damage and healing is better than just healing. But the downside is that a monster will never use a recovery tech if they have full health. But a monster will swing a drain tech really often, the same way that they would swing any other attack. I haven't saved in like a year and a half. There we go. Let's save. How's the monster mod going? They were progressing insanely fast at the start. Yeah, they've slowed down a little bit, but we're still like, we're well over 200 monsters at this point. I think it's like 50% almost of the monsters that need to be made are made. So we're getting there. Well over 2? We've made well over 2 monsters. We've made upwards of 2 new monsters. Alright, well, we're not going to win this. Oh, maybe we are. Spoke too soon. Nah, let's just get out of here. Or like 20%-ish? Why did I think it was 400? There's 400 monsters in the base game, but there's 1,000 more monsters that we can make. So yes, if we've made 200, that's about 20%. First time I found Blue Phoenix on my casual file, I got smoked by Frame 1 Heat Beam. Tale as old this time, man. Okay, so... ta-da! We got it. So we need a name that is both pyramid-based and, you know, maybe not even necessarily gladiator-based. He's a cool-looking monster, though. Thank you. Including specials, there's like 1,600-ish. Yeah, because like just monster by monster crossbreed, hunter style, I think it's 1,400. Are there any monster designs that stick out as your favorite? Yeah, there's a lot of really cool ones. We'll take a look at some of them in a bit. I want to try and get some more work done, but I am more than willing to take a look at all the other monsters. Show some cool stuff off. Especially like Durahan. People made a lot of really cool Durahan mods. Some, like, and I apologize if this is insulting to anyone. I'm not saying anyone's names. There's nothing that comes to mind when I'm saying this. I'm just talking in general. The strength of some of the designs are significantly better than others. It is what it is. Some people are better artists. Some people had better vision. Sometimes the people who had a better vision are not as good of artists as some of the better artists. And so, you know, it's all over the place in terms of, like, quality. But we're just happy to have everybody. But some of the monsters are attracting the people who are, like, both have the skill to make something great and are, like, willing to put in the effort. Because across that 4-axis grid of, like, being good at art, being bad at art, and, like, caring a lot and not caring at all, we've seen stuff all over the map. We've seen people who are, like, great at making textures and, like, didn't really give a shit when they made it. And we've seen people who are, like, bad at making textures, like me, but I'll spend 20 hours making a fucking skin. And then everything in the middle, right? Your first draft of 8 Melner, I'm going to be real, brother. I don't even remember what it is. The new one looks really cool, though. But, yeah, Durahan specifically has a lot of, like, really high effort and, like, high quality. It's up in that top corner. Raki Durahan, like Lil Knight, that's a pretty cool guy. Some of the first ones were bad. Updated Duckin ones to make them less atrocious, but it is what it is. And like I said, like, I don't care. If I'm not willing to make a better version of it, it is what it is, right? It exists at least until someone decides to make something better. But yeah, Durahan has attracted a lot of really high quality stuff. I think all of the apes are really good. I don't think there's any bad apes, or even like average apes. I think all of the apes that exist now look like they could exist in the game. What is this breed? This is Gel Durahan, which is not actually in the base game. This is part of the mod, the community mod to add 1,000 new monsters. Totally had no vision for Worm Melner, which is very acceptable. I think it turned out okay. What was the first draft of Suezo Joker? I don't think anyone's made Suezo Joker. The Joker's another one where most of the I don't know if there's any that like strike me as like bad, but there's a lot that are like really good. Like Jokerzilla is great. Joker Mock is incredible. Joker Jill is really funny too with like the snowman. It's like it's got like the hockey mask, but it also has like the carrot nose. Yeah, Zilla and Mock are sick. They're both really good. Jokerzilla is probably my favorite of all the monsters. All the Jokers and Durahams go crazy, yeah. What do you think absolute best and worst monster crosses could be in the mod? There's a few that are really, really awful. Like, statistically, I think Beaclon Color Pandora has, like, some of the worst gains of any monster just ever. I think if you're looking for something that's really bad, you would combine Niton with a monster that has bad defense gains. Niton Monol has good defense gains, but that might be like the worst monster. I don't know if there would be anything, if it's possible to make something worse than that. Maybe like Naga, Niton Naga would actually be really bad. Niton Color Pandora would probably be really bad. Jokerzilla has a lot of potential, yeah. It's, if you haven't seen it, we'll take a look at it, but it's really cool. Okay, so, I really just need to go on Errantry a couple more times. I want to get 2 whips, I want to get Cube, and then we'll get Pierce just because it's a better stab. What do we have on stab? 22, so I gotta use stab 8 times. That's 1 tournament. We'll just do it right now. Wonder what Niton looks like being used as a subbreed. A lot of monsters have... There's a lot of, like, Niton subs. Like, monster slash Niton. They range. They range in quality. It's really funny thinking about it, like, in retrospect. It's like, as a kid, I was like, how come there's no, like, Niton subs? Like, I love Niton. And then seeing what people came up with, I'm like, that's probably the best they could have done. And, yeah. A lot of them are not very good. Jill Niton's really funny. Oh, we got Poison Gassed. Right in my poison ass. Alright, let's get on with the stab. We gotcha. I need to use it 8 times. It doesn't matter if I win or lose this tournament. Stop withering me. Yeah, oh yeah? You know what? My turn. Ah, fuck. Okay. Pyramid looked cool, though. Does the hit have to land to court? No. To count on the chain text? No. You just have to use it. So it's actually better if they miss. Fuck. Never seen these monsters? Well, the one on the left didn't exist before today, basically. You've never seen a monster? That's true. That's true. Many people are saying it. Alright, he's got a stab. I think my stab's better. Hacha. Okay. So we got our uses. That's good. Now we can go on Errantry 2 more times. 3 more times. I'm actually worried my power might be too high. What is the order of tech acquisition here? 1 sec. Where's gel? Okay, so Gel Cube is the first. So I can get Gel Cube, and then I can go to any other Errant Tree to get the other two. What are my best bets? Cannon is... Oh, I'm not going to be able to get Pierce and 2 whips. Oh, that's annoying. I wasn't even thinking. Should have went to get the others first. Fuck. Okay, how do I salvage this? What do I do? I could get Fly Swatter, which I'm really not keen on. Is only having Whip... 2 whips is so good, though. I'm kind of torn now. I didn't think this through. Gel Cube is a guarantee. We're definitely picking up Gel Cube. I don't want Fly Swatter. Cube is locked. No, Cube is fine. But 2 whips and Pierce have such low priority that any Errant Tree I go on, I'll get something else instead. Like, it's not possible for me to go and get, in some cases, 2 techniques I don't want. Why is Cannon a power pickup? That's so stupid, man. Is it possible to mod in new tournaments or replace existing monsters? It'd be so cool to see some of the new monsters that way. Brother, I got good news for you. There's a mod called... Fuck, I forget what it's called. Dave, help me out. Progressive Tournament or something like that? Dynamic Tournament, thank you. And it basically, it randomizes the monsters that are in tournament. And they gain stats as the time goes on, so they get stronger the longer the file is active. So if you're in rank C, and you just like spend a year training in rank C, the monsters will be way stronger than they were if you were to like rush it. Yeah, enemy monsters can rank up too. I'm so torn on what to do here. Fly Swatter seems like a worst case scenario. I really don't want Gel Press, but I'm going to get it if I try to go on... Here, I got 500 power. Let's say I have Gel Top. Okay, so I can get Gel Top. No, I meet the requirements. Fuck. Okay, say I got Cube. Cannon's guaranteed. This shit sucks, man. Maybe I'm forced to tank 1 bad Errant Tree no matter what. Yeah, I will be. The problem is how, like, the really bad Errant Trees are, like, really bad. The best case scenario is Suffocation. I think that's probably what I do. I probably go get Suffocation, even though I don't want it. Because it's pretty easy. It will just be Suffocation and then Pierce and 2 whips. Yeah, alright. That's what I do. You're trying to give Gel Top? I feel like, be like pushing rope, you know? Okay, so let's go get some techs before our stats are too good. Errantry sale? I don't really need it, but I appreciate it, nevertheless. I do have to make this monster bad-natured eventually, to take advantage of anger. Or do I? If I'm running 500 speed, I will have a chance to dodge. Okay, so, oh, no, so it's weird. If I get suffocation, my speed is low right now. I can go get it, like, suffocation and pierce 2 whips. Back to back to back. Before my speed gain goes up too much. And then I think I'll be okay. Present. I got this guy. I got his number. I'm not afraid of you. Actually have no skill. There's no way I can win this. What? Hold on. I rolled like a 3% chance. Let's put my actual stats in here. 97 loyalty. 96, 71. 97 loyalty. Beam gun has a 12% chance. How high can speed get before I'm guaranteed to get something else? Basically 200. Okay. I don't need 2 whips. I'm fighting all the greatest hits. What the hell? I've only fought enemy monsters. 2 whips is so nice, though. I know. It has the lowest priority, though, so I gotta think about it. I forgot I could check to see what I got with Move Viewer. Okay, I got Suffocation this time. Hey, and he's in Prime. Not great for me trying to raise the rest of his stats, honestly. I think the goal might actually be do some more, like, get his power up, which will lower his speed, and then I can go again later. But this is like where I would like to raise my speed, honestly. So yeah, I go regardless. I only need 600 power. It's pretty cool that my my life is like almost at 200. I've never like gone out of my way to raise my life yet. I can also feed him what do you call it? A peach after. This guy's got a really long prime though. He's got a sustainable life type. Okay, so this... What am I at? 96, 91? 25% chance to get beam gun, 75% chance to get pierce. I think, you know, that chance is like skyrocketing to get beam gun as we go up. Puncher, I got a better chance against Puncher for sure. Alright, good job. We did it. What did I get? I got pierce. Nice. That's nice. Give him a lobotomy. Got him with the Anton Chigurh. A for effort? Yeah, he did his best, which was literally nothing. He doesn't like the tablets. I think it's because he can't digest them. Like, they just, like, float around in his body after the fact. Takes a while for them to dissolve. Okay, and yeah, before my speed gets too high, and I do want to raise speed during Prime, I think it literally might make sense to just go right now. Second week. I have no stress, no fatigue. We got beam gun. Let's re-roll. I can tell from the advanced viewer. There's no way to tell without the advanced viewer that quickly, but... Okay, I got beam gun again. What are my odds? Never tell me the odds. Only ever tell me the odds. 96 and 130. And my loyalty is 99. Okay, 51% chance to get beam gun. So, basically, coin flip. 3-0. Or 0-3. I think it also counts the first week, so it's probably closer to like 60%. Okay, we got beam gun again. I do 138. Yeah, 56%. So I'm basically just flipping tails over and over here. I can do a challenge soon. New game, no KO run. Like a Nuzlocke? Maybe, eventually. Okay, is the game, like, broken? Is there a reason I can't, get whip? I only need to use it 30 times. Can unlock, yes. Am I just getting really unlucky? I don't see anything that would be causing me to have no chance to get it. It's like a 60% chance to get beam gun. I might just be getting unlucky. Okay, what the fuck? How does the advanced viewer work? Okay, if I have it. Why do I have 0% chance to get these attacks? Okay, yeah, I have a 53% chance to get whip. Okay, we got 2 whips this time. Rancher's Fallacy. Crazy RNG is crazy. Yeah, I just got very, very unlucky many times in a row. Alright, so I don't really like Suffocation. I don't think it's a very good tech, but we got it. And it's not... It's best case scenario, all things considered. We're gonna go on one more errantry. But I'm going to wait until my monster's a little bit weaker. Once the stat gains are a little bit worse, so I don't have to waste time going on errantry during my prime. But yeah, we got most of the build. We're just going to get cube. And so we got a sphere and we got a cube. We got a pyramid. That's the name, brother. That's the name. We got all the shapes. We got a triangle. We got a circle. Or better. I don't know how I could. No, I would have to. Triangle, circle, square would be a great name. But I don't know how to do that on the keyboard. I don't even know if it's, yeah, so I could do it with the PS buttons, but I don't know how to do that in, the advanced viewer. He now makes every PS button? Yeah, exactly. Make a new monster, name it that, and copy it and paste the name on that. You're a genius. I knew the name would come to us. I knew we would get there. And we never would have got it if we weren't forced to get suffocation. What happened? No, nothing happened. I could not figure out how to make my name triangle, circle, square. So now, let's go get him. Basic Geometry is a good name, but I think we can still like refer to him as Basic Geometry and call him this instead. That shit's annoying to map over. We figured it out, don't worry. Look at that. We got geniuses in the chat. Project LG helping me out. He's got the triangle. He's got the circle, and he's about to have the cube. So, we got it. We're good to go. Is that Elon Musk's son? It's one of them, yeah. This one also doesn't talk to him. Okay, I need to use mint leaf. I need to get rid of my sour jelly. I don't need sour jelly anymore. The question here now is, do I get power? If I want to have some speed, I want to have the potential to dodge. Anger is not very good. So how else? So how would entering this guy work if someone else wanted to do this stat block tournament? What do you mean? All of those symbols are in the menu. You would just search for the name. It's not that I chose a name that you can't get. It's that I chose a name that I couldn't type in on the on my actual keyboard, then I could only use the Monster Rancher given symbols for. So it's like the opposite of a problem. You would just search for the triangle. Yeah, it has the PlayStation It has the triangle, circle, square, and X. We don't say cross in this household. We are an X household. Because X is going to give it to you. Cross isn't going to give it to you. David Cross might give it to you, but that's a whole other situation. We're not talking about that. Bust out the Unicode characters. I literally was Googling it when Project L said something. X the everything household, exactly. You got it. This really is Elon Musk's son. So, the question is, what do we want to do with power, or I don't know, I'm doing this as like, makes me think of like the Predator mouth. Power, more damage is great, obviously. I just realized we didn't give him grit. He has no battle specials. I'm stupid. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this guy on stream just for the sake of making him, and then I'm probably off stream going to combine him into something else and do it all over again. But, you know, we don't need to worry about that for now. I'm going to ask at the beginning, but I got distracted and forgot. Well, what good are you then? What the hell? That's fine. It's not like I haven't done that like 100 times on stream. Once you have it, it's so easy to just like rebuild it. Combine it with something, line up the stats, get like 200 in every stat basically, and then you're okay. Like, this was not a hard build. The only reason we're not done already is because I've been talking to chat. If I was just like zoned in, had my 2-liter bottle of Shasta and my Rush mixtape, I would have been done this in like, I don't know, maybe another 20 minutes. That's okay. You guys get to see how most of the sausage is made, and then I'll do a little bit of sausage making off stream. He likes making sausage off stream. Okay, let's do a little bit of... I need mint leaves. Defense. We at least want to go to 700 defense. But I shouldn't be raising my defense in prime. That's a mistake. I should be doing leap drills right now. My speed is my lowest stat gain that needs to like be raised the most. So we'll focus on speed right now. What's the goal for the build? Also, what's good? Hey! But I have a date. Maybe. We are building this monster for a tournament. We have very specific stats in mind for it. And then, that's basically where we're at right now. We need to get one more technique. His name is Triangle, Circle, Square. And the reason for that is we're going to have Pyramid, Suffocation, and then Gel Cube. So, the triangle, the circle, and the square. Make a little build. It's not a serious build. It's probably not going to be very good, but it will be very funny, and sometimes that's more important. And then, you know, in a couple of days, I'm going to make another monster for the same tournament that's going to be a little bit more serious, a little bit more try-hard. But, you know, duality of man and all that shit. So right now, I think raising my speed is the most important thing to work on. I want speed to 500. You know we need to bring a +1. My bad, I should have let you know. I already have in mind what the second mon is. I'm thinking Beaklon Metalner, which is another new monster that was made. Or maybe I'll make another one of my guys. But all the other guys I made are like kind of cool designs. and they're not necessarily like good competitively. I think the monster I made that's the best like competitively would be Hanger Duckin, but Hanger Duckin is just straight up worse than Hanger Metalmere, right? So it would be a less viable monster that just happens to be a little bit cooler. What kind of subtype is this? This is Durahan subtype. Did I feed item? I did feed item. Okay, more leaping. So I was leaping along. Is this a special one? I've not played Monster Rancher in a long time. Last I tried it was Clear Suezo. So this is not a special. This is a combination Gel Durahan, but it doesn't actually exist in the main game. There is a mod called the More Monsters mod, which is a community effort to add the 1,000 missing mixed breeds into the game. So this is a texture that I made, and it has the stats that you would expect a Gel and Durahan to have if they were combined. There's very little like editorializing done in terms of stats and like monster affinities and things like that. There's like very little like, I think it should be like this. I think it would be cool if X monster was more powerful. There's nothing like that. It basically takes the formulas that the original game, like the original intent of the devs, and it adds it to what the new monsters are. So you get some monsters like B-Claw and Color Pandora. The combination is unbelievably dog shit in terms of like its stat gains. Like it's horrendous. Extremely bad casual monster. Probably pretty okay in competitive play, but like really, really bad casually. But that's how it would be. If that monster were to exist in the game, that it would be bad. It would be really hard to use as a casual player. So, you know, we stuck to what the game intended. Red tip helicopter. Don't worry about it. A real red rocket. Let's feed it some more mint leaves. Suezo plus Suezo is a two-eyed Suezo. I mean, that would probably have to be like a special breed, right? Suezo Wazowski. We're doing more dodges. Beacon Color Pandora would be a menace with a fist face missile. Yeah, it has it. Okay, so this is the concern. Do I want power? Do I want anger? Anger makes him easier to be hit. He's already going to be pretty easy to be hit. Fuck, man. I'm actually really torn. I'm Natalie Imbruglia over here. Power would allow for more KOs with 600 power. It would be kind of a good comeback strategy, but he would get fucking obliterated by Withering. I think we have to go Anger. I think Anger is the play. I think Power would be better since there's going to be a lot of heavy hitters and that Anger would set him up for failure. I mean, he's already, like... If I have 700 or 800 defense, I don't know if it would matter that much. Like, if he's already not going to be able to dodge too much, then Anger doesn't hurt that much. If I'm, like, matchup dependent, really, really hoping for the dodge, then Anger is, like, only triggering if he gets hit already, right? All his custom skins didn't fix defense. What are you going to do? You're going to rebuild the entire game? People have tried. They make the game worse when they try. New monsters or customs? Little column A, little column B. You gotta bring in Monster Rancher 1 defense? No, that has problems. It's not an easy game to balance, is the real issue here. Very simple to just be like, make defense better. And just do the easy thing, game devs. Just make every monster equally as powerful. I am torn, but I think we're gonna give him anger. I think anger will be better. Monster's constantly hitting the 6-7. He is kind of, yeah. Alright, let's get rid of the sour jellies. We'll buy some sweet jellies. I am more of a power enjoyer than anger enjoyer. But I also... I'm so fucking torn. Ah! I'm only gonna have like about 400 effective speed. Or I will have 400 and... yeah, about 420-ish effective speed. If people are running 800 skill, then anger is better. If people are running 800 power, then anger is worse. That's what it comes down to. So you can make ones that don't exist, like Undine Pixie, which would be neat. Yeah, it's 100%. Make every monster have extra long lifespan and peak gains throughout entire life. Devs, geez, yeah. Are you by chance writing on the Steam forums? Every fucking comment is like that, man. It's like, I don't like that the game's too hard for me. They really fucked up by not making the game piss easy. I don't think they know what they're doing. There's also people who are like, can someone make a mod for the game where the monster doesn't age? And it's like, you can just click a box and cheat engine, brother. No one's gonna make a mod for you. So many mod requests are like, can I have infinite money? Can you make a mod for infinite money? Can you make it so all my stats are maxed out? And it's like, brother, the children yearn for Game Shark, I guess is what it is. You're on GameFAQs? Damn. How can you add mods on Nintendo Switch? You can't, unfortunately. You're SOL on the Switch. People are still entering this tournament. Like, this is for a tournament that's coming up next Monday. You have until Saturday to get your monsters in, to enter. And there are people who are playing on Switch. Most notably people in Japan. A lot of Japanese players are playing on Switch. But what they... oh, I already fed it. What they are doing is... I have made every monster legal. So all of these mods are cool, but like they're not... most of them aren't like optimally powerful. There's monsters in the game that are already better. And they're just unbanned, so you can just run those. But yeah, unfortunately, playing this stuff single player on Switch is kind of difficult. More dodging. More leaping, I should say. Never had a Game Shark. I was limited to a few CDs growing up. I feel ya. As a kid, I used to print out Monster Rancher 2 FAQs at the library and bring them home. I'm trying to think if I've ever... what did I do? I printed out the Stardust finding guide for Legend of Dragoon. I'm sure I still have that at home somewhere. Do people from Japan normally enter the tournaments, or is this one bigger? So this one's bigger. Japan has a bunch of like little tournaments. But they don't enter like the weekly ones we do and stuff like that. This one's very well made, thank you. FLOD? Legend of Dragoon's sick. Legend of Dragoon has a lot of people who like they talk about it the same way they talk about Monster Rancher, which is like, it'd be really cool if they remade the game. I really want them to remake the game, except they should get rid of all of its personality. They should get rid of the rhythm game element, and they should rebalance everything so it's completely different. They should make a different game, but I want them to remake it. I want it to be the same game, but completely different. I actually don't want any of the mechanics that made it interesting. I want all those to go away. People talk about Monster Rancher like that too. It's like, it'd be really cool if I could play Monster Rancher, but also all of the lifespans were like 10 times as long, and there wasn't any death, and the tournament opponents were a lot easier, and it was just like, you couldn't fail drills. They should remake Monster Rancher and make it a pay-to-win gacha. That would never happen. But yeah, I don't know. I think, especially in like 2026, the problem is not that gamers are dumber now. The problem is that I am being exposed to more gamer opinions than I was in the 2000s. I'm sure people are like as stupid as they've always been. I'm sure they're not any dumber now than they were. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. It's probably a moot point. You probably argue one way or another. But I have to see people's opinions more now, which is really, really shitty. Like, I'm not king game dev, right? Like, I don't have all of the answers for like how to make a perfect game or whatever. But seeing what other people think is like, are like good ideas. Like, Monster Rancher should allow you to make monsters by searching your Steam library. Yeah, man, great idea. That's what we need, is monsters locked behind like a $70 barrier to entry. Great fucking idea. You thought this through. You're actually really, really smart. It's insane. Like, people, I don't know, man. The older I get and the more I like think about game dev and the more I get like embroiled in it, the more I realize that so many of these people are like, they are incurious about art. They are incurious about like why they enjoy the things they enjoy. And your average like gamer who has like really, really strong opinions and like pretends that they know what they're talking about is like magnitudes below the guy who goes to watch every Marvel movie and then goes like, that was a pretty good movie, and then like, you know, talks to his wife and kids for the rest of the night, or like just hangs out with his family. Like, that guy who like doesn't really give a shit is like thinking on a higher plane about what he just consumed than the average gamer is. The barcode suggestion, yeah, that one's really funny too, because it's like, people are always like, oh, like, Scanners was sick. And it's like, was it? You were a child when it came out. And the problem about being a child is that, you know, time dilation makes things feel much, much longer and much more impactful when you were a kid. Like, Beyblades were a big thing, a huge thing when I was in grade 7. Were they? No, they were actually only out for like 3 months. And then people got bored of them. But I remember Beyblades being a huge thing, but it wasn't. It was just a fad. It came and went. Crazy Bones lasted like a couple of months. But I remember Crazy Bones being the most important thing in the world in grade 4 or whatever, right? But they weren't. They came and went extremely quickly. But same thing. Scanners, people are like, I loved Scanners. Scanners was so cool. Scanners is a pretty cool idea. It's not an idea with lasting power. Now we have Beyblade tournaments. Okay, so let me explain it like this. I'm not saying the things went away. They have their niche audience, right? But if you were to ask me how big Beyblades were when I was in grade 7, I'd be like, they were like the biggest thing ever. But they weren't. They were the biggest thing for like a couple of months. Then they went away. Have to submit your credit card for new monsters. I've cracked the code. You're actually killing it, yeah. Yeah, and infinite barcodes by scanning the carpet. That's so sick. I love that. And then you would get something really strong, and you're like, "Oh fuck, where was it? Did I scan it in like in the living room, or I don't know. I'll never get that barcode again." Beyblade World Cup existed? Yeah. But like, it was not a cultural phenomenon. I'm almost 40, but remember falling asleep with the controller in my hand trying to get these damn monsters to rank A. Yeah, tough game. It's tough when you don't know what you're doing. The biggest problem is that most people, when they played without items. Because they're like, I don't really know what's going on with these items. I'm sure some of them are strong, but I don't know what's up. And I can only feed one a week, and it's time consuming and whatever, right? But feeding your monster items makes the game... I don't want to say trivially easy, but like it's up there. How in the hell were we supposed to know what items did and how to get them? Well, you go to the store, and then you read the description. Helps a monster recover from fatigue. Relaxes your monster and relieves its stress. Those ones are a gimme. Heavy rest isn't a sustainable schedule even with tablets. It's crazy how important items are. Yeah. Keeping your monsters nuts oiled and minty is all you need to know about items for beginners. You're onto something, yeah. Monster Rancher 3 is a much easier game. Monster Rancher 3 is like maybe not Monster Rancher 1 easy, but it's very close. "14-year-old me read it, but underestimated the mechanics of stress." Yeah, 100%. But also, here's the thing, right? You're not expected to be playing this in an optimized fashion. And the reason you're not supposed to be playing it in an optimized fashion is because, like I said, it makes the game trivially easy. If you do the no rest method, which is feed your monster tablets every month, and then on even numbered weeks you feed it mint leaves, and on let me restart. You feed it tablets every month, and then on odd-numbered weeks, you feed it a nuts oil, and you do a heavy drill. And then on even-numbered weeks, you feed it a mint leaf, and you do a light drill. And then you just do that every week for the monster's life. Every month for the monster's life. That's it. You never have to rest. But you're not expected to do that, right? Like, the game is not intended to be played that way. Because if you do that, you just roll the game. Like, it's incredibly easy. You can max out your stats fairly easily. It's super, super optimized. And it costs about 13 grand a year to do that, so you need a little bit of money to make it happen. But if you did it like half-assed, you fed it a mint leaf every now and then, and, you know, nuts oil every now and then, you could, like, do a lot of work still. And another indicator that it was not intended to do that is, look at this. You can choose drill or air entry for your monster. It will take 1 week to finish drill and 4 weeks to finish air entry. The lifespan of the average monster is 3 to 4 years. The shortest lifespan monster in this game, which uses the lifespans from the original Japanese version of the game, is 250 weeks, which is 5 years. The absolute lowest lifespan in the game is 5 years. The longest is like 10. So it doesn't expect you to hit that 10, let alone that 5. It expects you to waste weeks of lifespan doing battles, and your monster's a little bit stressed out here and there. It's very hard to like just stay optimal from day to day, right? And so they didn't expect that from you. It has a baked-in like, what do I want to say? What's the word I'm looking for? It has like baked in fail safes, right? Where it expects you to not do everything perfectly. And I think that's part of why it's so like lasting as a game. Is that people remember like, damn, this shit was hard. I didn't really know what I was doing. But also, you know, as kids, it's a little bit different. As kids, you're not making the best decisions. I think if you were to play this game as an adult with no external outside help, and you like really liked it, and you were like paying attention to what was going on, you would eventually like figure out enough, maybe not like something like the no rest method necessarily on your own, but you would figure out enough to be able to beat the game fairly easily. Easy enough. Yeah, we figured out quick save resets. I mean, people have been doing that since the dawn of time, brother. More monsters mod? Yeah. Yeah, so this gel didn't exist in the base game. That was a minimum roll on the speed. That's kind of annoying, but that's fine. Okay, we're aiming for 500 speed. So we're almost there. I don't think I need to do any more pulls. The no rest method feels unnatural, cruel to a monster, and even if you understand nuts oil reduces fatigue, you might still assume the monster needs to sleep as well as eat. For sure. And I think that's one of the things that's interesting, is you could probably still, like, not waste a week of your monster's lifespan if you played, like, super casually and did, like, light rest, like, if you did, like, light drill, rest, and, like, you were very kind to your monster and let it rest really often, you can get, like, a really long lifespan. And it even tells you in the game manual that if you're, like, really lenient on your monster, they'll live longer. But, you know, their stats might not be as good. And there's some truth to that. We kind of, like, rag on the manual and, like, the descriptions of how the game works as being, like, oh, like, that's not how loyalty works, or, like, that's not how fear and spoil work or whatever, right? But the game doesn't want you to know these parameters. The game wants you to have, like, a basic approximation of what's happening. Like, style here is, like, kind of... It's easy to understand. Like, oh, I am harsh to my monster. Okay. I don't need to know that means I have, like, 40 more fear than I have spoil. It just means that I'm probably choosing options that are stressing my monster out. Not necessarily, but probably. Like, it's easy to get your monster to harsh without actually losing a single week of lifespan, but the way you do that is through, like, stacking Gemini pots and feeding it tablets, which raise fear, and that's not a natural way to play the game. So I remember seeing and, like, having discussions where it's like they'll talk in the manuals and they'll talk in the official... Here, even if we... Is it... What's the help? No, it's not help. Oh, I don't know. There's a way to look up the manual, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. I think you might only be able to do it from battles. But, we joke about how it's, like, misleading to the player, right? But I don't actually think it is misleading to the player. I think it does a really good job of distilling, like, the vibes. Even if it's not, like, one-for-one what the game is actually doing under the hood. Because the one-for-one what the game is doing under the hood doesn't matter to 99% of people. Especially children. Right? Like, they don't care. It's in the reset menu. Okay, thank you. It's not here, though. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. I should probably save. I haven't saved in a while. When it's unknown, it feels like a real animal. I think that's, yeah, that's makes it better. Like, not knowing everything is a pretty strong design element in the game. It's the blue button above back to title. Oh, manual. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, here, let's take a look real quick. So, loyalty, or whatever, right? Like this, I remember people clowning on this pretty hard. Where it's like doting, drills fail more frequently, and then Spartan trains very hard, but short lifespan. And it's like, these things don't actually correlate. Like, you know, people are being unnecessarily harsh to this. But it's actually like, it's pretty much what it is, right? If your monster is in Spartan, it means they have extremely high fear and extremely low spoil, which is usually indicative of overtraining if you don't know what you're doing. I can get a monster to Spartan without it losing any weeks of lifespan, but that's not normal gameplay, right? That is optimized and like emergent, purpose-built gameplay that is not intended by the devs, and you will not accidentally stumble upon it. You need to be doing it on purpose. And so monsters that have high fear do succeed in drills more often. You need fear for the drill success. So this makes sense. And then short lifespan. If you're doing this as a casual player, you're probably tanking the shit out of your monster's lifespan. It makes sense. And conversely, drills fail more frequently. Yeah, you're going to have a lower chance to succeed if you have a monster that has zero fear. And realistically, you're probably resting your monster a lot. They probably are taking less lifespan hits. It makes sense. When I was a kid, I always had doting. I bet I didn't understand anything. So the reason for that, as a kid, is because the easiest way to gain fear is from weak. Let me get back to the game. Give me 1 sec. Two big things raise your fear in this game. Gemini pots, which, again, as a kid, why would you stack 10 Gemini pots? At the beginning of every month, each Gemini pot adds 1 fear, right? So basically in 10 months, I'm guaranteed to have maximum fear from this. It's just a big loyalty boost. It makes training drills really easy. In this version of the game, it also reduces your stress by a little bit. At the beginning of each month, each pot lowers it by 3%. So if you have like 100 fear, it'll take off a huge, or sorry, if you have like 100 stress, it'll take off a huge chunk of stress. If you have like 10 stress, it'll take off 10 stress. Like 10 pots will take off 10 stress. But yeah, Gemini pots and tablets. So if you're not feeding your monster tablets, they're not gaining any, they're not gaining a lot of fear at least. And if you don't have Gemini pots stacked up, good luck. Even as like someone who's played the game for 1,000,000 hours, if I don't have the Gemini pots, it's really hard to build fear. It's really, really easy to get doting. It is what it is. It's really easy just by playing the game normally and not being mean to your monster to get doting. Bulk Click Large Huge, hey! Long time no see. Ever played Dragon Seeds? Yes, very, very briefly. I don't have like a ton of experience with it. Also fed the monsters their fave unless I could not afford it. Yeah, I get that. Most of the foods don't have fear gain on them. Do any of the mod monsters have special moves, like how Pixie Dragon got Fire Breath? Some of them have special moves in the sense that, like, they have special moves that already existed within the game. Like, if it would make sense thematically for them to get it. So, like, another Pixie could get Fire Breath if it made sense for it to get Fire Breath. Like, if someone made a Pixie... I don't know. What's a good example? Like Phoenix, maybe? If someone made Pixie Phoenix, they might give it Fire Breath, but no, we haven't made any new animations or anything like that. Gladiator's Gelcopter looks amazing. Yeah, it does look pretty cool. Okay, I need to get back on track. What am I doing here? Leap. We're still subprime. I could go get Magic Peaches, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. My stats are looking pretty okay right now. Defense is really the only one. Defense and skill are the only ones that are like really out of whack. But my skill gains are really good. And then everything else is fine. Stupid idea. Gel question mark whose texture is designed so that it looks like a normal helicopter when using Gelcopter. That'd be pretty tough to do with what we have normally. We'd need like additional tools to like view the model as a helicopter. But that would be cool. The biggest problem, more than anything else, is that the stretching... I guess it wouldn't matter that much. The stretching would be really silly on it, but you could figure it out, I'm sure. My hair is like doing this little flop thing and it's killing me. I've been touching my hair all day, so it's greasy, and I gotta go shower, but... I got one more hour to play. And it would look like shit 99% of the time, true, yeah. You would be like forced to get Gelcopter with it. Like making like a heinous mistake when you don't. The big problem here is having a bad-natured tank. Stress bonus increases your critical hit chance. And I would be worried about having enough lifespan to do that. Actually, it doesn't matter. This isn't going to be the final guy anyway. I don't need to stress about any of that. This is basically just a dummy because I'm going to have to remake him to give him grit and some battle specials anyway. What do I call this guy? This is triangle, circle, square. The breed name is Gladiator. But yeah, we named him Triangle, Circle, Square because we're getting Gel Cube, Pyramid, and Suffocation. So you got the Sphere, you got the Cube, and you got the Pyramid. Triangle, Circle, Square. What am I doing? Third week. And you can become an X, not in battle, however, yeah. But yeah, I'm happy I got most of this guy done. We got another hour on stream. And then, I'm not streaming tomorrow because I have boxing. And then on Thursday, we are going to be doing some more monster raising stuff. Originally, I was going to do a DXBL battle. But I think we're going to just finish up this guy, start the second monster. And then Friday, if I choose to stream Friday, we'll finish up the second monster too. And then, you know, you got 2 days and then it's the Deluxe Cup. How's the eye? Getting better. I still don't have full range of motion on it, so I'm getting a little bit concerned, but I also still have a tiny bit of pain, so it's not like it's healed up yet. I feel like I would be more stressed out. I am a little bit stressed out about it, but I would be more stressed out if there was no pain anymore and I still had, like, limited range of motion, right? Because at that point, I'm like, oh, fuck, like, something's, like, permanently wrong. But right now, it's like I was anxious about it last night, and I had to like calm myself down by being like, it still hurts. It's like it's not there yet. It's not done. If it was done, like you can panic. But so next week, if it's still not full range of motion, I'm gonna go see an ophthalmologist. But we'll see. Hey, we fucked up the skybox. Let's go, baby. Okay, oh, I don't know why I always forget what I'm doing. I'm raising speed. It's not hard. Okay, so I'm going to aim for about... Well, I'm going to do some pull drills, I think. So if I go a little bit over 512 for my speed, it's not too big of a deal. We've, one of the stipulations for the Deluxe Cup is that you don't need to have stats that end exactly on 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. I'm giving you a berth of like 12 additional points because it doesn't really add to the value, really. It can matter, but it's not that big of a deal until you hit the 13. And then 13 is like the next tick. So if you end up with like 601 power or like 609 power, that's fine. I've given people a little bit of wiggle room so they don't have to min-max everything to the exact number. Is this first week, second week? Haven't seen you play Mud, Snowball Fight, or Sparring. Is that also tied to Fear? Yes. For the most part, it's high spoil and low fear. Gives you a chance to play. So you weren't supposed to get 12 in everything? Well, I mean, you can. There's nothing wrong with it. The only stats it like doesn't actually matter for would be like power and intelligence. But everything else, there is value potentially in having the 12. Because skill and speed is not... it's relative to your opponents. So say you go for like... Actually, there's very few situations where it would matter. If you're like if you're like 1 point of skill above your opponent's speed, it's not going to tick over. If you're 13 points of skill over your opponent's speed, it ticks up. But yeah, it's not... life is the only one that like will always matter. Everything else is like debatable. You love Monster Rancher? Hell yeah. I love Monster Rancher. I love Monster Rancher. Where do you get off saying you love Monster Rancher? So a heavy drill here is probably fine. I don't have to do any more leaps after this. Maybe a little bit, but... Okay, that's pretty okay. So now I need power to... I need 100 more power. I need 300 more defense. Or 400 more defense. I haven't decided yet. And then a lot of skill. Intelligence is... We're aiming for 300. It's going to drop a little bit by putting points into defense. But we did so many leap drills that we're like already almost there. And then life to about 400. So we're in a really good spot. So I'm going to start doing shoot drills for my light drills, and then I'm going to do I'm going to do swim for the heavy drills right now. So here's the goal. I'm going to do swim and shoot, and then that's going to lower my intelligence, and then I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to do meditate and shoot, and meditate will also raise my skill, and so all of that combined, my skill should raise like pretty quickly. The swim drill is kind of interesting. Or, like, drills in general are interesting because there's a couple of monsters that have specific animations that you never see anywhere else in, like, those drills. And for a lot of monsters, it's not that big of a difference, right? But Golem, for example, when Golem loses in the swim drill, when he, like, fails, he, like, breaks up into rocks and they sink to the bottom of the pool, which is, like, really funny. Okay, we really fucked it up this time. Or, like, Gaboo, only when it gets a great on the life drill, the run, it, like, actually, like, sprouts legs and runs. Every other monster on the run drill, when it gets a great, just does the same animation but faster. But Gaboo's like, nah, I got legs, I'm gonna use them. We're doing the ZZ Top style. You need to raise a Gaboo so I can see that? It's sick. And the thing is with Gaboo is I think it's kind of smart for them to do that because one of Gaboo's best stat gains is life. So you're going to be doing it a lot. And so you're bound to see it. Hosting Taromi and Swekiswezo turning with $1 million doll hair prize. It's, I mean, everyone would have an equal opportunity to win it. The new Gaboo subs? Yeah, they're really cool. Gaboo Pixie is pretty interesting. Does it have a faster guts rate than... Well, there's the Gaboo Metalner as well, which might actually be pretty strong. But does the Gaboo Pixie have a faster guts rate than Frozen Gaboo? Imagine how intimidating and confusing it'd be to teach a kid the optimal way. It's a simulator. Part of the fun is raising them your way. You get it. You know what's up. This man knows ball. It's so hard to, like, have these discussions with people who are, like, terminally online, though, because they've convinced themselves that, like, if the game is not explained to you, it's bad. I really got to finish that Windswept video. After this Rancher Rundown that's coming out, I think the Windswept video is the next video. It's, like, half done, but I was like, I want to do a Monster Rancher video first before I do it. I hate the idea that it's like, the game didn't teach me this, so it's bad. It's like, dude, where's your whimsy? Like, what are you doing? You're not so busy that, like, the game not sitting you down and, like, putting you through, like, a 2-hour tutorial is a bad thing. Like, people hate tutorials. They hate when a game doesn't teach them things, like, in, like, a very blunt way. I blame fucking Aaron Hansen, man. That fucking Mega Man video he made. The sequelitis thing. Just, like, rotted an entire generation of people's brains about, like, how teaching players to play games works. And he didn't even necessarily do anything wrong. He's got some suspect opinions about video games. But, like, I straight up just don't believe anybody who thinks Donkey Kong Country is a bad game is, like, worth listening to when it comes to game design. But, him talking about the genius of Mega Man X and, like, the level design therein is, like, he's on the money. Like, it is a genius game. It's just people took the wrong lessons from it. Undine Kato would be a catfish, wouldn't it? I think both in peso wouldn't be a bad combo either. That'd be kind of cool. I don't get when people don't enjoy the thrill of discovering how a game works. Dude, when you get hit with a secret in a video game that, like, you didn't know was going to be there, it's so cool. It's like a twist. It's an M. Night Shyamalan twist. You got twisted. Keep it twisted, bro. I think I ever watched that video because I don't care for that guy. It was like, what, like 12, 14 years ago that video came out. It was a different time. And again, like I said, not really his fault. Like, I don't think anything he said in the video was bad. It's so funny since that video says in Mega Man X it's awesome because it didn't teach you about wall jump, it just sets you up to use it. Yeah, which I think is, like, actually pretty genius game design. But people I don't know. I'm making straw men to like argue with here, right? But if the Steam forums are anything to go off of, people seem to think that like if the game doesn't have like level design that like intrinsically teaches you how to play, then it's bad. And I think game like level design that teaches you how to play is really important. But I also think it's fine to keep some things secret. You just need to be like judicious with how you approach both types of game dev, right? And people will be like, no, it has to be this way or else it's bad, because they are incurious morons who, you know, like we alluded to earlier, don't actually think about the games they play or why they enjoy the things they enjoy. They just know they enjoy things and they're like, put game here. Manual also did a lot to tutorialize. Yeah, that's actually a big thing that we lost is manuals. I've been lamenting the loss of manuals for a little while now. I hate tutorials in games. I do not want the game to tell me how to play. I would rather read a booklet. 10 times out of 10, I would rather sit down and be like, okay, what are the buttons? Okay. Okay, special move. Okay. Oh, I can do this? Okay, cool. And then I go into the game and I play. Unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. It's not like game devs have become worse because physical media has gone away. They've had to adapt, but I just don't like it, right? The booklet is in the game now, and to varying degrees of success. I've like kind of, you know, I've been open about how I've been like slowly working on a game for a little while now, and how I'm hoping to get a prototype out sooner than later. But I've kind of toyed with the idea of having like an in-game manual. Like it's straight up like from the start menu, you can like open a manual and read it. And it would be like a booklet with art and all that stuff in it. I fed it the wrong item. We're fine though. I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, this is actually a pretty good time to scold. Or not scold, rather. Because I need to lower its nature, still. I feed sweet jelly here, actually. Waifu Brothel Empire. You're off by a little bit. And it updates like a quest log. I could, yeah, I kind of debated how to go about it, but I think the main idea would be, from like the outset, it's like a manual. You open it up, it has the buttons, it has like what you can do, it has a little rundown of like each like thing and location in the game, and then as you discover stuff, it like, would like fill out the manual further with stuff that like you're not meant to know at the beginning of the game. I think that's Effie Fates. Some of that, yeah. Because like I like looking at like compendiums and stuff, right? In inside games like bestiaries, things like that. But I also would just like having a manual. So like why not combine those two things? So common for RPGs where you can access all the previous tutorials, pictures, or tooltips in the pause menu. Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying I would have, or at least I would toy with the idea of having something like that without like a character being like, now do this. Now press the X button. Like, no, you're given the information and you can, you know, take it at your own pace. You're told, here's a thing to look at when you get stuck. Have at her. Well, is that good game design? I don't know. Maybe not, but it's how I would like to play a game, so. Gelled their hand, yep. This is wrong. I gotta do skill drill this week. I don't know. I think for the most part, I'm straight up just gonna be like, I think this is a cool idea, I'm putting it in the game, and then if people really, really hate it, maybe I get rid of it. Hey, Drake and Bustard, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Or Drac and Buster, it could be both. It's probably the latter. But I hardly know her. We're into the mindless grind bit of the build. I still have to go get one more tech, but for the most part, we're swimming and shooting. So it is a mod, yes. So this is the More Monsters mod, which as of now adds 200 additional monsters to the game that weren't in the base game. The goal is to eventually add all of the missing mixed breeds, which is, you know, 1,000 monsters. Gladiator is upstaging Metal Gel with his mantle. He, I think the kids call it mogging. Alright. Hey, Sergio. Thank you for the follow. I have 3 monsters currently having this mod. Hell yeah. Metal Gel's a chump. I heard from the wiki that he's a Metalner subbreed. How many do I have? I have this guy, I have Toy Robot, Eggshell, the Mandragora, Tanuki. I got 5 guys, I think. 5 guys, burgers, and fries. Oh, and Shade, the ghost. I got 6. I think? Yeah, I think it's 6. Could add new question mark breeds? Yeah, we got some. There's a Spamtron, one Raki. There's a couple of goofy ones. Kelpie, Centaur, Undine. I think that's literally what it is, yeah. Someone made that, and that's the name, as far as I know. Crash Bandicoot, yeah, the Crash Bandicoot Mew is really funny. And it's a good mix of, like, you know, people have made their own ideas, and then some people have been like, oh, I like this monster from Monster Hunter 4, I'm gonna put that in. There's a mix. Okay, a great. I can scold here. I don't really like doing it, but we can do it. Alright, and then I'm gonna rest. No, I don't have to rest. I can just mint leaf here and I'm okay. I think there's a golden mochi from one of the other games. Yeah, the Mochi Monk. I'm gonna do Dino Skin for Zoom? No. Hard to do because he, you can't, like, change the model yet. So you would have to take, like, the spikes off his head, and he would just have, like, holes in his head. Bam, bam. I just realized I forgot to email somebody about something. About an event tomorrow. Completely forgot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna email, and then my boss is gonna be like, why are you doing it right now? And I'm gonna be like, I sent that hours ago. I mean, you just got it. You're old enough. Maybe you don't know how email works. Maybe I can play this off. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do it before I forget. Just gonna send a quick email from my phone. No, I was supposed to send this at like 2 in the afternoon. Okay. Does Pixie have every mon for a sub-breed? Not yet. My phone is like, it's like random buttons are popping up. Like it's pressing random letters. Were there any mock skins? Yeah, for mock and mock as a skin, like as a texture. I've seen like a lot of work. There's a mock Metal Nerd that's really cool, and then like Joker mock looks sick. The time is at 11:24. I'll do this for like another, 5 minutes or so, and then we'll take a look at some of the other monsters. Or we can just take a look at the other monsters. Either way, like I said, I'm not going to finish this guy. I'm going to get pretty close, and then once stream's over, tomorrow during the day or whatever, I'll change him up, or probably this weekend I'll work on it. One sec. Yeah, I sent it. Must be helicopters in Monster Rancher World, or else slime is really, really forward-thinking. I have a video on exactly this, and it's not like a serious video, but people keep quoting it as like the deep Monster Rancher lore. I'm just saying shit, and people are like, yeah, this is how Monster Rancher works. This is how Mafia works. But yeah, the vibe is that Gel exists in its current form from interaction with humans over the years. And this is a post-apocalyptic world, so the idea is that he probably learned how to be a helicopter from the before time. But the most likely scenario is just that it's a funny, anachronistic, like, joke. It's just a goofy thing they added to the game. But, if you wanted an explanation, it's probably because there was helicopters in the past. Since Blue Phoenix actually exists, I wonder what Phoenix Tiger would be called. There's a blue, like an ice phoenix in Monster Farm line that's blue, and its name is like Blizzard or something. Blizzard. But it is not a tiger sub, because Lion Monster Farm keeps doing this thing where it makes mixed breeds that make a lot of sense as two monsters. Like, for example, they just released one that's like a tiger that's like made out of fire, and it's got like big claws for like a mane. And it's like, oh, that would be a Phoenix sub, right? And it's like, nope. That's a question mark breed. Or they made a blue amphibious Naga named Leviathan. And you're like, oh, maybe that'd be like an Undine subtype or something. And nope, that's a question mark breed. Or they made centaur, and the armor looks like a horse. It's like, oh, maybe that's a... Or, sorry, they made Durhan, but the armor looks like a horse, so you're like, maybe that's a centaur breed? Nope. It's a question mark breed. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. It's... I don't like the designs. I don't like the vibes. Who'd have thought that a gacha game would not have good ideas, but... Ice one sounds more like Jill than Tiger. Well, Tiger's got ice as well. He literally does lightning and ice. That's his things. Look, he makes me fucking mad. Makes me high-key mad. It's just frustrating, man. No, I don't want to do Leap. He cheated anyway. Tiger's an electric ice type, 100%. Had a cool idea with a dapper frog, but definitely too many little girls. Yeah, I mean, there's not even that many little girls, but the dapper frog is sick. Galliraki, but it's Suki's floating head. What would you do for Galliraki? You would probably just make the head look like a marionette head, right? Like, that'd be the easiest way to do that. You can get rid of the spikes. Cosmo Ghost, that dude has so much swag. Yeah, he's sick. And then the... whatever you call it, the super form, where he's like a poison dart frog, but he's like white with like red, and he looks kind of kabuki. Looks really sick as well. I think it should have been white and red to begin with. It's a little bit more ghostly, but... Gally Durhan, where the mask is a helm and the robe is a knight's cape. I think doing the mask would be a little bit difficult to like make it look cool, but I do think you're onto something. I've had a bunch of ideas that I just didn't follow through on. And then there's some evil shit that like I know has to exist eventually, but I didn't want to make it. Like I was trying to come up with ideas for Joker Metal Nerd. Which I don't want to release that onto the world, but I don't know. Okay, so that's as far as I'm going with defense. I don't know if I want to go 800 defense or 700 defense. So we are just going to leave it at that, and then I'll worry about it later, because I got to combine it down to get grit anyway. On Thursday, we'll be doing some viewer battles with this guy, so I'll get to test out and make sure he is as good as I think he is, or as bad as I think he is. Galliraki could be Tuxedo Mask. So a thing that I think gets kind of lost in Raki's design philosophy as a subbreed is that his whole thing is not that they wear a suit. The thing is that the monsters that mix with him end up looking like dummies. They look like marionettes, or they look like ventriloquist dummies, which normally have a suit or something like that, like high, like black tie attire. So like Golem with the suit, he looks like a little ventriloquist dummy doll, the same way that a ventriloquist dummy would be dressed. And then Pixie has like the suspenders and the hat because it's kind of a similar vibe, like Slappy. You get it. But a lot of people, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying right now, it's just the thing that made me think of, because other people have said it in the past, is like they like to think of Raki as like a top hat and like dapper suit type of mix. Like that's what the Raki mixes are. And it's like, yes, but I feel like if you just like dress it up or like make it look like it's wearing people clothes, it's not really going to work. Like that's not the actual vibe of Raki. Like that's how we ended up with the Chris Chan Zoom. Someone was making Zoom Raki, and they just put it in like a rugby shirt, basically, and then gave it like a skin color, like like a white person skin tone body with like brown hair. And it's like, that's not really Racky vibes at all, IMO. But I suppose your mileage may vary. Alright, let's take a look at the more monsters. Let's take a look at some of the things you can make. And then we'll call it for the night. So, some pretty sick stuff in here. There we go. Zoom CWC from my mind. Yeah. At least it doesn't have like a Sonic Tune necklace or anything like that. Zoom Duckin? I don't know if that exists yet. I think someone might have made it. There's a golf ball Suezo in the base game. Right. But yeah, it's just anachronistic. Those are the special breeds. The question mark breeds are not like... They're canon, but they're not like... They don't adhere to the world of Monster Rancher. They can just be whatever. Zhukin and Hyukin? He would be Hyukin. Alright. So, like, these are new apes. See, like, we got Chunky Kong, but, like, it's a reference. It's not mixed with anything. I think originally they wanted this to be, like, a Racky mix as well, which is, like, come on. Have a little self-respect. This one's really cool. I really like what they did with this, because it's like the symbols monkey. Like a perfect example. Great theming on this. That's the old ape Metalner picture. Chromo Sapien. Strawberry is hot. Strawberry, this is actually like a legitimately very, very good texture, IMO. I think this is great. It looks exactly like it would look if it existed in game. Arrowhead, there's a lot of arrowheads. This one's so funny to me. It's like it's trying. Why is there 4 color Pandoras? Don't worry about it. The banana on Jungle Arrow's head is like such a inspired choice. Fire Gear is really cool. I like Chrome Arrow. My guy. Oh, Carapace. I forgot. I made this guy too, yeah. There's a website we can get a link. Legendcup.com, and then just search for more monsters. Chrome Arrow's tight. Yeah, I like the visor. Pyro did a good job on it. Yeah, I forgot I made this guy as well. Ape Naga should just be called Grape Ape. Yeah. I could see that. It is a reference, though. Bajarl, there's the Bajarl plant and Bajarl Undine. Bajarl Undine's so funny, and it's in like the pot. The Gemini pot. This isn't the Gemini pot. This is the texture from the Undine slate. I really like both of these. They're well made. Baku. We got Stuffed Baku and Zidaku, the Baku Mochi. A lot of B-Clons. These are really cool. I think all the B-Clons are like really great, IMO. The Racky one is really, really good. This one's really good. I love the Coral Colony. It's such a funny, cool design, right? This is like good. This is like a workhorse build, or like a workhorse design, where it's like nothing about it is particularly like crazy or out there, but it's like it looks like something that would exist in the game, which is like really important, IMO. And then this one is just like, what if we went fucko mode? And it's just, it's such a unique design. All of these color Pandoras living in a mango. And then Drone Beetle looks great. Pinocchio looks great. Bee Gator looks great. Just great job on all these. Centaur. There's a lot of Gaboo subs. When when the mod first came out, people were just like, I'm just gonna make a Gaboo sub of like everything. And some of them are better than others. I think this one's okay. The eyes are a little crazy, but you know, it's okay. This is neat. Ichthyosaur. Oh, they didn't call it Kelpie. Why did I think it was called Kelpie? Maybe that was one of the proposed names. Dashing. Dashing's a good name. But this one is just kind of like a suit. I do think the texture is good on it, though. Scale Stallion. Wellerman. Color Pandora. There's no Mr. Beast Color Pandora. They won't let me live. They won't let the Mr. Beast Color Pandora live. Jalopy Spear goes hard. Yeah, that's just the... what's his name? What is his name? I can only think of Mace Wind Dude is what Macho called his. Bazoo, thank you. I think Dashing is supposed to be a blind guy with a cane. I don't think so. Mace Wind Dude is like one of the best names anybody's ever come up with. We got two different Color Pandora hairs. This one's got ears. I like the one without ears. Cosmonaut's great. Also, like, extremely high tier monster if you wanted to enter something in the Deluxe Cup. This is a great choice. Tsuchinoko is really sick too. He's got no legs. He's just a little snake boy. Scolopendric, Dungeon Crawler Carl reference. I don't know what that is. I got no idea. Snail Trail. Snail Trail is such a funny name. It's so unsettling. Dragon. Yeah, just like, let's put Gaboo on stuff. I like the raccoon one. This one's pretty good too. Duckins. We got lots of Duckins. This just being the Duckin from Monster Rancher 4, like the Morks Duckin is pretty sick. Machu Picchu. Duckin doll, so it's just the doll. Some good choices here. And then the Durahans. All the Durahans are really sick. This guy's cool. This guy's cool. Getting rid of his feet to make it look like hooves, kind of, is like really interesting idea. This is sick. This is sick. Kogarasu makes me think of Cyclops from the X-Men. I think it's just the shield, but like I do like the dove design. Power armor is crazy good. As is jungle armor IMO. Power armor I think is like the best anybody has come up with. It looks perfect. The Gaboos, lots of great Gaboos here. Champ Gaboo is great. His arms have like gloves with Bujarl's head on them. Sir Gloopy looks like a Zaku from Gundam. Does kind of have Zaku vibes. That's on the Hercules model, the Beaklon. I like we got Amon, and then we got like the fucked up one. I still don't know what's up with this version. Gabool is great. This is a fantastic design. Gaborg. Gabolder. And then both of these are really good too. This is freaky as fuck. Boomok looks like poop, kinda. Jungle Mask. I don't think I've seen Jungle Mask yet. It looks pretty good. The Durahan one. This is I really like this design, but it's like it's so out of place. Like apologies to Golden, but he knows how I feel about it. I really like it. I think he did a great job. But like a Macho Man reference like within the game is like kind of bizarre to me. Would be like a great question mark sub IMO. And Techno Mask. I really like how this one turned out.
In a position that I'd rather not be in.
You get it. The Centaur Gaboo of horse legs. No, he's got like stumps. Because he's based on the Bajarl. The Bajarl just has like stump legs. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how this one turned out. This one looks great. I like Ocean Mask as well. The Ghosties. Some really cool ghosts here. Mine is like the most basic one. I made this when the mod like first came out. People have made much better stuff since then. I really like this one. I like this one. Honestly, they're all really good. Where's the page for this mod? On legendcup.com, just search for more monsters. I like Shade reminds me of Luigi's Mansion Ghost. Yeah, I wanted to make something that was just a little, like a basic little boy. I like Kong. Kong's good. There was a while where like it looks better now, but when it was first proposed, it had the knuckle texture on the legs, so it looked like it was just made out of fists everywhere, and it looked so funny. But they did a little bit of adjustments on it, and it looks really cool. Stump makes me think of Majora's Mask. Yeah, it does have Deku Scrub vibes. Rabbit. Oh, Wilkyfoot. Yeah, okay. So this is one of the new ones. This was just put out recently. Rubber Rabby. Just gross monster. It looks like what you would expect it to look like if you've seen the Monster Rancher 4 monster. So they did a good job of like duplicating it, but like I just hate the base monster. They were never gonna make this look good in terms of like they were never gonna make it look like a monster I want to raise. They did a bang up job with making it look like what it's supposed to look like, but Christ, I do not like the hair, Color Pandora, and Monster Rancher 4. Hair Stuffy looks like a carnival prize. Yeah, this one's really good too. Hanger, there's only a couple of hangers. Got Toy Robot, this is one I made. Aspiss. Me after eating Taco Bell. We got Jessica over here, which I think is a great name. And then we got regular old Magnet from Monster Rancher 1. The arm folds? Yeah, I know. It's like, ugh. Got some hoppers. Moist hoppers. The name always gets me. It's really funny. Shell shifter. I like the idea of having the legs. It looks kind of bizarre in motion, but you know, A for the idea for sure. Hopper Durhan looks sick. Hoplite, yeah, they did a pretty good job. I remember this one took them forever. It was a lot of work. Gin Gel, yeah, this one's really good too. Gel Baku, goofy little guy. Putty Soldier. Ectogel. He's just a straight up ghost, is really funny. And then My Boy, which you've already seen. Oh yeah, Lava Gel. That one's new too. Perfect with the hands. Woo! We got 2 Jills. Nightonderthal, great name. And then my boy, I made this one, Tanuki. Jill is exceptionally difficult to mod. That's why there's only 2. It's literally so much work and that nobody has bothered to like make another one. But the Jokers are all really good. Yeah, the Viper, I love this axe. The snowman head, that kind of looks like a Jason mask. This is great. The idea to make like the coat brown, I think is a really good choice. It works really well with the white. Him having like 3 of everything is pretty funny. Harvester being like mostly transparent is great. And then we got the Jolly Roger over here, which is sick as hell. I love this guy. Kato is also exceptionally difficult, so there has not been a lot of work done to him. I think this one looks really good, though I am pretty sure it's like 90% just desaturated. Just a Kato with the saturation pulled down to 0 for the most part. Still blowing away how many folks like Jolly Roger. It looks sick as hell, man. You did a great job. Metalner. This one's new. Pulsar and Metonal have been around for a while. Cool Metalners. This one turned out a lot better than I think I was expecting it to. I saw some of the work in progress stuff and I was like, yeah, that'll be okay. But like this looks really good. I really like the rust and stuff on it. I want to raise Jolly Roger for something I love him so much. Yeah, raise him for the Deluxe Cup. You can raise 2 monsters. Dude, Cat Bandicoot with the fucked up eyes. We got Cat Mario. Idol. Oh yeah, Dire Penguin's new. This is new as well. Golden Mochi turned out really good. Dire Penguin's a fun monster. Is that a Mugenics reference? No, it's a Cat Mario reference. Venomochi, Beaky. Centini. Dinochi. Dinochi's a good name. Mock. The mocks are pretty good. Circuitry is just a great name. Ironwood. Hollywood's a good name too. I like Cat Tree. I love the stitches on it. I think the shading's great. Peach Fruit's good. Invader Mock is just super fucked up. Good fan. Good design. I'm a fan. I like how gross it is. Mono, there's a lot of monos. This is new. This one's really funny. Ornate Rug is good. The color Pandoras. This just being the texture of the gravestone for ghosts is pretty funny. Short Circuit. Wild Card. Solar Panel. Solar Panel's good. Funny how this is like, you would think this would be the best mono, but the best mono is now the worm mono, or the worm Metal Nerd edited, like cocooned to be a mono. That one's still better than this. The rug's really good. Yeah, I think the rug looks really good too. Vengeance. It's the domino. It's gonna get you back. And then we got two Undines because they were made at like the same time. This one's a beach towel and this one is, you know, Undine. Monster Rancher 3 mono, or Color Pandora. This is a thing Fenric made. It's pretty funny. The Nagas all look really good. Lava Blood is like over the top. The other two are strong though. The rug one is based on its design from a Japanese artist on Pixiv. Yeah, there's a couple of those, like Color Pandora, Joker, and a few others that we've seen. Eggshell, that's one of my boys. It'd be really cool to get rid of the legs and have it just be like the the duck and body, but what are you going to do? Originally, I had this blue as red, and it looked exactly like a vagina, and I was like, I can't have that. I gotta make it blue instead. The bubble tape Niton is good. I really like the ghost one too. This is cute. The every Suezo mixed breed is like super nightmare fuel, and I don't know why. I don't know why people always went that way with them, but I'm very proud of my translation of the art for Niton Mochi. That one, yeah, that one looks really good. Because this was based on one of, what's his name? Guy in the community who's made like 1 million mixed breeds. I forget his name, but yeah, he did a great job. Macaw is great. At first, I was like a little bit apprehensive about this because I was like, it doesn't look like a monkey, right? And then when I saw it finished, I'm like, this shit rocks. This is great. Very cool idea. Very cool design. And right here, Jolly Rogers. Imagine a collab of Jolly Bees and Kenny Rogers. What a combo. Because Suezo subs always paint you yellow and make you blink. Alright, fair. Phoenix Jill looking good. I like this one. I remember the editor, like the person who made it, the author of it, or artist, I suppose, was like so pissed off that he couldn't make the bone wings, like he couldn't get rid of the aliasing on it, but like there's worse stuff in game. I think it looks pretty good. Flare drone. Flare drone's really good. I don't, is this like Mictlin? Thunder Mictlin? That's where Michael from The Office works. Invertibird is a funny name. He's got water flames on him. I like how you can change the texture of the flames to like look like something else. So some of them are fire, some of them are like sparks. This one is like more globular to look like snow. Pretty cool. Mictlin is the Aztec underworld. I thought the Aztec underworld was like Xibalba. Or maybe that's just like a different like South American hell. Xibalba's man? Okay. Or Mayan, sorry. Skip Pixie, it's the not safe for work section. They're okay. They're actually tastefully done. They're okay. Plants. The plants, look at that. Look at the ape. Look at the dragon. Look at the ultra top tier. The 3 genders. These are like actually not bad. Like they like work was put into them and they're done pretty good. Done pretty well, I should say. Radar plant looks great. Yeah, I really like this one. Was this pyro as well? So many nanners. He's just got unlimited nanners. Pixies look great in action. Hell yeah. Yeah, I made this. I'm always showing this one off, so I don't care too much about showing it off again, but yeah. Ape plant so much. Yeah, ape plant is sick too. Plantain is just a great name for it. IB, this is... Alright. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Sway's ape is funny. I like Magma Suezo. He has like a bright green tongue. They gave him 2 eyes. They gave him 2 eyes. It's well executed. Which one? IB? You want to know why it's well executed? Here's why it's well executed. Because it already exists in the game. Like, I get it. It's a Monster Rancher 4 monster. They tried to make it look like the Monster Rancher 4 monster, but it looks just like the Monster Rancher 4 monster is based on Fly Eye. So we have this fucking it's like Street Fighter the movie, the game, right? I was thinking that if you can't say something nice approach. I don't know. I don't want to be negative about it because work is work, right? I appreciate anybody putting in any effort. But I apparently hit caps lock at some point. But I thought they were going to fix it. It's a copy. It's not even a copy of a copy. It's you have A, and then B is a copy of A, and then C is actually a copy of B, which is a copy of A. But it ends up looking more like A than B ever did. I don't know. It's just kind of a bizarre one because it was mentioned like, oh, this looks like very similar to the one that already exists. Like maybe something should be done to differentiate it, and then wasn't done. It's okay. It's whatever. It's not the end of the world. Robo Eye. Dead Eye is cool. I really like the negative space on the eye, or like the negative color on the eye. Bounce Eye. Bounce Eye is interesting because its pupil is actually smaller than average. Cotton Eye is great. I love Cotton Eye. I still think it'd be funny if someone did a question mark Pixie that's just Pixie, but with Coltia's outfit. That'd be actually not too bad, I think. I like Zuezo too. He looks contemplative and like wise. If only you could change the shape of Tiger's horn to make it look a Beaklon horn. Yeah, but I mean, you can still do something with it with the shading and stuff. Tongue is also plaid. Yeah, this is one of my favorites for sure. Electric Eye is cool too. Tigers. I'm not super big on Tiger in the first place, so I think everybody did like the best they could. Undine's, the dragon one looks cool. This is straight from Line Monster Farm. A good addition. This one is crazy. The hair is snakes, and there's like a ton of transparency on it where the snakes don't touch. Looks great. The card is also fantastic. Raki. Probeworm, the new top tier enabler. I like how there was two worms for the longest time. We had Sea Worm and we had Worm Plushie, and then they're like, let's make the broken one right before Deluxe Cup comes out. Let's see how this cracks everything wide open. Undine Naga is sick. I have no idea how they did that. It's not too complicated. Like, what they did is not technically difficult, but it's so well executed that it makes it look more difficult than it is, you know? Seaworm's eyes are judging me. The Suezo is like, this guy is a guide on your journey across the sea, right? This guy is here to help you out. This guy is like, you've made some bad choices by asking me in the first place. It's not hard, but it's hard to make look good. Yeah. Very labor intensive, yeah. Like you can just add transparency by deleting the texture, right? Like trivially easy, but like making it look good is the difficult part. Raki, only been 2. This one turned out really good. This like it looks like Raki, it looks like Spamton. It's just, you know, did a good job. He's got no feet though. I don't know why I closed that one. The Zillas. Skelezilla, this one's newish. Mojira, I still love Mojira so much. Cetus has a pretty cool texture on it. Sea Monster, great name, good texture. I love Protozilla too. He looks like a big inflatable, like, Parade balloon. Unless I'm trying to start a Tiger Baku. I gave up after running into issues with texture swapping. Aw, damn. Looks good too. Love the belly. Yeah, I like this one. They're all good. And then we got some zooms. This is vile, dude. Oh my god. It's so funny, man. Oh, it does. I was joking. I did not realize it had the necklace. Oh my god. Oh no. Jesus Christ, dude. I didn't know it had the medallion. The fact it's like the last monster in the list is like such a it's such a nice capper off the whole thing, right? Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It started off as Zoom Raki, took a sharp turn. Thing is, it didn't take a sharp turn. This is what the Zoom Raki looked like. And then people were like, Raki's vibe is not that it's wearing clothes, it's that it looks like a dummy. And they're like, well, you know, I already made it. And then someone's like, oh, it kind of looks like Chris Chan. And then we just went with it. Oh, it's so funny, man. Anyway, Leviathan, actually the last monster. This looks really good. This is one Dave made, right? Looks sick. I really like the scale texture on it. Might be destined for the proverbial bin redesign, all things considered. I think it would be fine if we just got rid of it, right? It's not my mod. I'm not going to make that decision. I'm not going to even like champion it one way or another. But I do think it's like reprehensible is the wrong word, but I think vile, when I said vile, it's on the money, you know? Maybe Zilla rather than Undine. I kind of like it as a sea monster, as is. I think you need to take a little bit of a liberty with Undine, or else it ends up just looking like gel a lot of the time. Tasteless? Yeah, tasteless is... The thing is, it wasn't made on purpose. It was not made with the express intent of being a Chris Chan reference. It just really, really looked like Chris Chan. And then they're like, all right, let's do that. Need to fill a slot with something or it'll break stuff, but yeah, I feel you. Anyway, a million good designs here. And even the ones that I'm not like super fond of, doesn't really matter because they exist and you can play them. And more is better than less. So, you know, no probalo. Chris Chan reference isn't tasteless. It literally is. Like... It's not 2007 anymore. We're not on Newgrounds right now. Like, tasteless is like a perfect description of it. I don't like Swimmer Mew, but here we are. Yeah, good example. There's stuff in the game I don't like, but like someone else can use it. We're adults now. Yeah. Like we don't need to be, you know, stoking those fires, you know? You don't need to be poking that bear. Zoom Color Pandora should have been a Roman candle. Zoom Color Pandora, You mean the other way around? Like Color Pandora with a Zoom subbreed? I don't think there's a Zoom Color Pandora either way. Yeah, I don't think we have either, yeah. It's not like this is like all of them. It's like this is what we've made so far. And there's more to be added. Anyway, let's go raid somebody. It's getting late. I gotta sleep. I appreciate everyone hanging out. We will be back on Thursday. And then let's Johnny Boy is playing what? Slay the Spire? Friend of the channel, Johnny Boy. Let's go say hi. So yeah, we're out tomorrow. We're back Thursday, Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be finishing off this. He will be done by the time the stream starts, and then we'll do some viewer battles, and I'll start building a second monster. Hey Nova, how are you doing? We're just about to finish, but thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Also, if you guys are unaware, I've started posting shorts. Shorts are just like battles and stuff from channel, and then, you know, some other things that I think are pretty funny, discussions we had with chat or whatever. So if you see them, give them a like or whatever. I'm not really big on short form content. I don't watch a lot of it. I don't think it's like a great use of anyone's time to spend a ton of time doom scrolling. I don't think, you know, that's how you should be living your life. But also, I do know that they are good for getting people to watch the longer form content. They push people to the channel, so, you know, we gotta do what we can to make a couple extra bucks when we can, you know? Great for discoverability. But very bad for all of my shorts together. I think it is like 70,000 views or whatever. And I've made like $8 on them. So they're not good for income, but they are good for pushing people to the channel. You're playing Monster Rancher? Awesome. All right. Bye-bye. And if you are you're still on YouTube, we're still streaming. I just want to say thank you guys. I didn't get to do my full sign off, so Twitch is gone. You can say all the mean stuff about Twitch you want now. But yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate everybody watching, and we'll be back with more Monster Rancher. Can't believe someone's still playing Monster Rancher. Also just played this the other day. Everybody coming in as soon as the stream's ending. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday with some more. If you want to learn more about Monster Rancher, it's basically all I do. You're from the Philippines? Also, Philippines has a huge Monster Rancher community. Philippines and Indonesia are like two of my biggest viewership bases. After the US, it's Philippines, Indonesia, and then like China, or not China, Canada, UK, whatever. But yeah, Philippines and Indonesia are both really big. For the competitive scene, for the longest time, most of the best players in the world were from the Philippines and Indonesia. But yeah, we're gonna... You're Indonesian? Hell yeah. See? I know my audience. I know who's playing Monster Rancher. And then there's like a small contingent from Brazil. Japan obviously has their own scene. Childhood game. Well, if you're ever interested in learning more about Monster Rancher, I have a whole... that's basically all my channel is. I have a ton of guides. I have like 50 different... like well edited, not just like copied and like clip from stream guides on how to raise different monsters and like how to get into competitive play and how to play the card game, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. Means we're old. Yeah, I did the whole C thing too. It's like it's past midnight here for me. I gotta get up in like 6 hours, 5 hours for work. So I'm gonna go get some sleep. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you even tuning in at the end of the stream and saying hi. I will see you in a couple of days, though. So have a good one.